Yep. BJ, what up? What up, man? You know what I'm saying? What's
What's
going
going
on,
on, man?
y'all?
How you doing,
YouTube
man?
fam, what's all right? Just chilling. YouTube fam, what's going on, man? We live, man. You got me and the homie BJ over here in the cut, man. Trying to put you up on game another week. You know what I mean? Another topic. A lot of this madness going on. We have to let y'all know what's good, what it is. You know what I mean? And yeah, we about to start it off with this. The topic of my show, you know what I'm saying, is very relevant to today. I would think, you know what I mean. This is about trusting and not trusting the people that you're supposed to trust. I guess supposedly, which is the government, right? Supposedly, yeah, man. So we're gonna correlate this all together. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, you know what I'm saying. Y'all like, subscribe, and share. And tune in. We about to take you on a little intellectual. You know what I'm saying? Intermission, real quick. But yeah, yeah, BJ, man. A lot of stuff going on, man. They're playing for keeps, man. They're playing for keeps. Monique, you see how you doing? They're playing for keeps right now, man. They're playing for keeps, man. These people, you know, I didn't been talking to people. They like, man, they never thought that they would live through something like this. Never thought they would live through this world, man. You know what I'm saying? A world like this, but they live in it. So the question is, what are they gonna do about it? That's the question. How they prepare for it? That's the thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Y'all see my thumbnail, man. Henrietta Lacks, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, there's a lot of controversy still is to this day, but today, her heirs are suing this biotech company, right? They're suing this biotech company for illegally taking her cells, right? But the thing is, her DNA in her cells. But the thing is, I'm gonna correlate this to what's going on today because this is very relevant, very relevant. So let me share the screen real quick and play out what they got going on over here, man.
The family of Henrietta Lacks is suing a biotechnical company over cells that were taken without her consent. Who's Henrietta Lacks? Well, back in Baltimore, where she was diagnosed with cervical cancer. The lawsuit alleges her doctors removed her cells and tissue from a tumor without telling her and without letting her say okay. Lacks later died that year. Since then, scientists have used those very cells in countless medical breakthroughs. For the Lacks family, that doesn't justify what they call the exploitation of her body. Here's CNBC's Meg Terrell.
For Ron Lacks, it's a proud but complicated family legacy.
I mean, it's like our grandmother was a superhero. She helped us so many.
HeLa cells, named for the first letters of Henrietta Lacks' first and last names, offered a new tool to science. They continued to live and reproduce in the lab. The cell line has been used to develop medical breakthroughs like the polio vaccine, advancements against cancer and HIV, and recently to better understand the coronavirus. The cells are sold for research purposes by companies including Thermo Fisher Scientific, but the Lacks family and its attorneys say those cells were stolen and that Thermo Fisher's business, quote, is nothing more than a perpetuation of this theft. Attorney Ben Crump says the lawsuit, which alleges unjust enrichment, names only one company now, but that his team has identified hundreds that have benefited from use of HeLa cells.
These pharmaceutical companies are making billions of dollars, and Henrietta Lacks family hasn't made one red dime from the use of her cells.
Bioethicists and legal scholars are torn on the suit's merits.
Even though the law is unclear, ethically, I think that we need to consider doing something for her and her family. I think that she's made enormous contributions.
But they note its impact isn't necessarily limited to a verdict.
There's lots of ways in which lawyers force change on the world. Sometimes it's by winning a case, but sometimes even just by bringing a case.
Henrietta's grandson, Ron, says it's about reversing a decades-long injustice.
It's 70 years. 70 years my family went through this, so they see no light at the end of that tunnel.
The suit raises all kinds of questions about whether there are others that might be in a similar position. Experts we spoke with note Henrietta Lacks is unique in the huge scientific contributions her cells made, and practices around consent have also changed. Johns Hopkins, which is not named in the suit, says it's never benefited financially from the cells. Thermo Fisher hasn't responded to requests for comment. Chef?
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
My skin, but better.
Oops.
Everyone wants it. This.
My bad. Sorry about that. BJ, man, it's not a surprise to me, man. Not a surprise, man. They talk about, are there others? Of course there's others. You know what I'm saying? That big Stice, what up, man? You know what I'm saying? Stice over there. Oh, yeah. How you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Pioneer, what up? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's not talking about are they the others. I mean, are there others? Of course there's others, man. Come on now. And see, the company didn't respond because they know they're guilty. They know they've been Sunlight, what's up? They know they've been making money off the people, off the Lacks family. They ain't gonna give them nothing. It's gonna be all good. They ain't gonna give them nothing. It's gonna be all good. You know, the end. You know, that's fucked up. I'm tired of this, man. I'm really like, you know what I'm saying, fed up with this kind of stuff, man. I know, huh, Shepard. I know what was he on again? Pioneer. He was on another channel, huh? Shepard Smith, huh? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that just goes to show how that lamestream media is, you know what I'm saying? Interchangeable, you know. I'm starting to think some of these need to be actors too, though, dude. Some of these reporters anyway, you know, agents really, you know what I'm saying? BJ, what you think about this though? I'm not surprised. I know you ain't surprised. Okay, he was on Fox News. That's right. He was on Fox News, huh? You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm not gonna play stupid. I'm not gonna play dumb. You know, we all know this has been going on. It's still going on to this day. You know, it's still going on to this day, man. You know, we're the people to experiment on, man. That's all that is, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks for Pioneer. Thanks for, Sunlight, thank you for reminding me about that. And then Pioneer, Sunlight said they might get the money the Bruce family did, man, to cut the check, you know. And then Pioneer said, like Neely Fuller Jr. said, white people don't get fired, they get transferred.
Let's say something about that Bruce thing, though. That Bruce Beach thing. Let me say something about that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that would be considered a historic achievement, right? But then you got them doing stuff like this, and you got in LA County, but them doing what? It's what we call passing draconian mandates, right?
Right.
So you can give me the land back, right? Whatever, right? But how you gonna use the land if you got a mandate telling you can't go in this place and you can't do this, you can't do that?
Nobody thought about that though.
Yeah.
Man.
Ever since y'all got Gavin Newsom that recall, which I don't know how he's still on the shelf, because recall means you're coming off the shelf.
Oh yeah.
And ever since y'all got Gavin Newsom back in power, Gavin Newsom been acting up.
Oh, dude.
And now he's not gonna make you pay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's a good one though, dude. It's like you're right, man. Because Judah Queen, how you doing? You're right. Will we even be able to go in the motherfucker? That's a good point, BJ, dude. What motherfuckers would he be able to set foot in there because they got the mandate? That's a good point. And see, the same type of people that they put propaganda on, Shaq, what up? The same type of people they push the propaganda on is the same people they're going, you know what I'm saying, that they're going to mandate. The same type of people they're pushing, oh, you know, this and that's a victory. From the same people, they're going to be like, card, no, come in. You're right, though. And how are they going to use the land? Are they going to, you know what I'm saying? What are they going to do? Are they going to build Airbnbs on it? That's a good question, man, you know. And we already know Airbnb, you already know who they get their money to. Airbnb get their money to the Democrats. So we already know where they going. You see, we got to think. Piak can be saying he's right, man. I'm not just gonna donate or just give my money or just support anybody, dude, because you don't know who their money is backing. You gotta stop doing that. You really gotta stop doing that, dude. Yeah, man, that's a good point, BJ. That's real, man. You know, I mean, a victory, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, there's some confusion with that Bruce's Beach thing, man. You know, there's some, you want to. like you know, BJ, it's like it's freedom. It's a symbol of freedom or whatever, right? Like you said, historic, but then at the same time, they give you some draconian, they give you something, you know, tyrannical like a band-aid. It don't make no sense, man. It's too much, dude. See, bro, you know, the average people that look like me and you aren't gonna think. We're not gonna think about that. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly who it's targeting. But you want to give us a victory on one hand, you want to give us a curse on the other. Just like how they say the good of the best of two evils. There's nothing about evil. Period. You know, so that's how they get us. That's how they get our mind, man. They be getting us every time, man. They really do. But yeah, man. I mean, that's an interesting point, BJ, man. And it's just like, and the thing with this over here with this thing with this Henrietta Lacks, you know what I'm saying? Look at the accomplishment and the achievements that they said they use her sales for. And it's like, and then they're acting money over a couple of funky dollars. But you see, the thing, I don't like, I don't really know him, but I really don't like Benjamin Crump. I think he's an opportunist. I think anytime Benjamin Crump comes into any kind of play, there's definitely an agenda. There's always money when it comes out of Crump. There's never justice. He never talks about, you know, getting just due. He never talks about anybody going to prison or jail. He just talks about the bag. You know what I mean? He's an actor. That's all these actors be going. You know what I'm saying? They on here for a reason. You know, he's on there for a reason. Ben Crump. You know, but he's just talking about the money aspect. But it's like you just said, what is going to happen with this? Is this lady going to be whole? Or is this lady going to be? Is this going? That's my question. Is she going to be whole? You know, is she going to be whole? That's the question, man. All right, so, you know that's the thing, you know, and a big biotech company don't want to respond, and then what's the name said that they're not, they haven't been using their, you know, her, they haven't been getting no money or so no profit. Yeah, they have. Everybody's been profiting off it. If they've been so-called using it to make big breakthroughs like that, that's all they doing is profiting off it, you know. And Pioneer said playing mental games keep you off it. Yep. Exactly. And then Sunlight said when Newsom up for re-election, I think it's like 7 months now from now, I think. The party nearly full of Judy called it environmental EFF, environmental error factor. Damn. And then Shaq said, send me a beat for my show. Oh yeah, for intro. Word, man. I got to get my music program right though. My fucking internet. I don't know. They're gonna have to reimburse me because the whole month my fucking music program has been working. My internet's on, but my music program hasn't working. They're talking about because it's my internet. So obviously, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch out for these internet companies and these cable companies because they'll slow down your shit and they'll charge you the same price. Obviously, they slow down my cable because my damn music program won't work. So, Pioneer, yeah, he's a civil lawyer. Yeah, he's not a criminal lawyer. I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying he's never talking about. I mean, it don't matter if he can't send the people to jail or not. He's never talked. That's what he's never talking about. There's cases to where he's actually in front of the a big old media conglomerate, and he's talking about things. He could talk about it. Doesn't mean just because that's not your jurisdiction or what you do doesn't mean that you can't mention it. That dude's a piece of. I'm telling you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know him. I don't rock with stuff like that because that's like kind of prosperity preaching, kind of like that's kind of similar to that in my opinion. And then Lockhart perspective, what's going on, Felicia? And then she said probably not. Her sales been sold worldwide. And then oh no, my bad. Moni 2C, Crump needs to be boycotted by anyone with melanin, period. Yeah, man, Crump is. I don't know about Crump, man. Looking like a chump. Yeah, I know his job is to get clients money, man. But just don't bet your. It seems like he's an ambulance chaser to me, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, you need to get them two ladies on here to lock our perspective and Monique 2C, man. To be talking
yeah,
about
I mean, they can jump on if they want, but y'all could feel free to come on.
Here. They can talk about this woman's sales and stuff better than me. You know, they know more than
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll look the name right now. Hold on.
But I understand the seriousness of the situation. So yes, I do.
Let me see right now, man.
But you got Ben Crump, of course, who's an ambulance chaser, and daggone, I'm a little suspicious if he's on the case because I'm trying to find out Ben Crump. I need you to be talking about this case, all these mandates here, okay? That's what I need you to do, right? You know, I don't really like that. So he's a big
Big
time
over there.
man. And we got to figure out why is Ben Crump on the case. If anybody, and he gonna get you some money now, but you know this
Is
got
that
to be
always
cloud chase too, though.
cloud
But
chase?
you know what? I am happy this time for him knowing one thing, because he ain't got shopped and tagging along with him.
Huh?
At least we don't know it yet.
Miss Felicia, how you doing? How you doing?
Hey, how's everybody tonight?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Like how you doing?
I am super duper.
So yeah, we wanted to see, what did you think, your perspective, because you are the Lockhart perspective on this situation.
Well, I just feel like everything you guys have already said, I totally agree with it. I think it's just sad that we've got to get to the point now where we're even having the conversation as to whether or not there should be compensation, or they have compensated or they have not compensated, or companies are not responding. Here's the deal. For those that say, we've not made $1 on any of this. Do we really believe that? We don't believe that. There's no reason for anybody to do anything, especially that are not philanthropic organizations, that would not benefit financially. So whether they've used it to make medications, whether they've used it to further testing, whether they've used it for whatever the purpose, they've done it specifically so that they can be compensated in some way. And I truly believe that the reason why they may not want to even get into the monetary amounts is because they'd never be able to, first, they can't quantify exactly how much they would have to pay, and then they would never be able to do that. There's just several other companies that have all, partnered in with this. So, the entirety of it all is that whenever you see this man Crump, it's because somebody else that has paid him has gotten him to work on a case. And I personally believe that it has a lot to do with Soros. I think every time something comes up with a issue that deals with getting everybody on a soapbox, or getting all of the people that are melanated on a soapbox, he will find a reason to pay an attorney. And Crump is the new one that he uses to chase the ambulance. That's who he is. He's the one that pays the black attorney, and in this case, Crump just happened to be the lucky recipient, because as far as his intellect is concerned, I believe that he's quite void of a lot of intellect, and he does not sound to me to be the type of person that I would hire to represent me. He's never well versed. He doesn't seem to really be able to argue other than, to the talking points of the color of the skin or the injustices or things like that. So I've never really been excited or motivated to listen to anything he has to say. And I always thought that he was, an agent for somebody else.
This dude, like straight, like just straight like one of the Boule cats, man. That's just straight like a Roland Martin kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? That's like straight up controlled opposition, and definitely a scripted cat. Whenever it's time to get on script, they have him there in the cut, waiting, ready, willing, and able to play this part, to play on his so-called people, to play for his masters. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is, And the thing is, you said it better than me. He he's not well versed. You broke it down. He can't. He's not. His articulation, everything just doesn't really seem like a professional dude, to be honest with you.
Not at all. Not at all. He just doesn't strike me as the type of person that would sit down and say, "Oh my goodness, I've got to see." For me, he picks the cases that are going to win themselves in the court of public opinion. So he doesn't necessarily go out and get all the cases that he's going to have to, go out and do a lot of research or hire a team to do a lot of heavy research. He seems to always take the cases that are specifically those that win or lose in the court of public opinion. And it's not because he's a black man. Let me just clarify that. It has nothing to do with his ethnicity, right? It has everything to do with the fact that he is now the new day Al Sharpton. He's the new day, the new day, just everybody that you've ever seen that would chase an ambulance or chase a topic for $1 or notoriety. And that's what leads me to believe that, George Soros or somebody like that has hired him.
You know who BJ, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you go. You know who he reminds me of? Y'all probably would not really think. I'm glad how you said, it's not just because he's black. That term. He kind of reminds me of a Gloria Allred, dude. That's that is right there. That's a Gloria Allred. Perfectly perfectly there, placed there. But he's only he's for the defense, and Gloria Allred's for the prosecution. That's all it is. He's for black people, but Gloria Allred goes after black people. He goes after people that goes after black people. She goes after black men.
Yeah, I think she goes after anybody that again is easy prey, like the low hanging fruit cases. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is apparent. You slipped in the store and there was a puddle of water. Oh, and there was a bucket near the puddle. Let's go ahead. We're going to win. I got you. Well, that person didn't even need you. All they had to do was go down to court and file a couple of pieces of paper and they would win on their own merit. But in this case, this is a situation of low hanging fruit. And we all know that her cells were stolen. We all know that, in my opinion, and this is how I feel, not necessarily we all know, but I truly think that she was murdered. And because I can't see them trying to take care of her or keep her healthy for any other reason. I believe that her cadaver was more noteworthy for them, or it had more price points attached to it than to keep her there alive. They wouldn't even let her children come into the hospital. She had to look at her children from the window. So you mean to tell me you're going to fight to keep her alive? No, I think you would much rather have her out of here so that you could then do whatever you wanted to do with the, with every part of what's left. They're going to look at the uterus. They're going to pull cells from that. They're going to do a lot more if they can, subdue the body and take everything they need. So I just think that, when we get ourselves into these kind of conversations, at any point, not that this isn't an excellent topic, because it's definitely an excellent topic, but I think that it goes right along with the fact that there are only a handful of us who have something to say about it, and it's the handful of us that no one listens to, and that's the sad piece, because the point that we have right now with her case is the fact that they used her and there was nothing done to compensate the family. In this case, we have a bevy of people who are out here shouting for the opposition to go out and get something to put in their body from the same exact people that they stood up and said, we need to defend Henrietta Lacks. Well, the same people are now pushing genocide on you, genocide on your family, genocide on your children. And you're the same exact people who are defending these same people. It's amazing to me the level of Stockholm syndrome that we as a community suffer from gleefully and willfully. It's amazing.
That's interesting you said that, because I want to say I got a text I just got. With Shop, they use him to draw the media and he got that connection. But I will say that we got a lot of issues. Daggone, and look, if you can't see what's going on now, the writing is truly on the wall. You are finished. Okay? This is like a death bell in the coffin. Because this is Al Sharpton for civil rights, right? But he ain't getting involved in this. So it kind of lets you know where he really at. Because he ain't getting involved in this. So that let me know that all his crap he talking about civil rights ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit. Okay? That's all
but
that
I mean,
is.
really, I don't mean to cut you off, but really, if we look at the civil rights movement, the way that it was set up, I said, and I've said this, and I know a lot of people will probably throw sticks at me and throw rocks, because I said it the other week, and I'll take those. I'll take the sticks, the rocks, the bubblegum wrappers, whatever you got, I'll take it. But I feel like whenever we consider all of the quote civil rights things that they've allowed to be placed in our memory, we have to ask the question, why did you let us know about this person, and that person? And the key to knowing that these people have been placed in, society's memory, the reason why you know that they've been done like this on purpose is because they always have something they're going to do the next year. So next year we're going to have this. Next year we're going to have that. And then this year we're going to have the lady who got on the bus and didn't want to move. I keep saying, who was there with the camera? There were no cell phones. Why is she now our hero? Who made her our hero? What happened to our original bus lines? Why don't we have our bus lines anymore? All the bus lines are gone. We had them, but they could only go to the foothills of the white community. Why didn't we just ask for our bus lines to be able to transport our people from our community and through to the white community? Why do we have to get off of our buses? And again, who was there? Did the bus driver get off the bus and go to the payphone and call the police and say, hey, by the way, why don't you go ahead and send somebody from the newspaper down here with a camera? I'm going to make her sit where she is. Now, ever so gently, she took the picture. I have a problem with our self-made heroes. I have a problem with the heroes they allow us to have. The same thing that I feel, nothing against Martin Luther King, but his name was Michael. His father changed their name. Why do we now celebrate Michael King? What was his father to the white community, and who paid him to change his name? Who paid him to change his name? Again, throw the bottles, the stones, the rocks. I'm a big girl, I can take it. But the questions still have to be asked. Why are we allowed to know about certain heroes? Why? Why do we have busts of the poor fella who passed away at the hands of the police when the man put his knee on George Floyd? Why do we have busts of George Floyd? Why aren't we angry that they created a bust out of this poor gentleman? This gentleman who publicly was ridiculed and died, and basically just why do we have a bust of him and not a bust of an accomplished unknown judge or an unknown, educator? Why don't we have busts of those people? What story are we to tell our grandchildren and great-grandchildren about a bust of a man who allegedly passed a false $20 bill, who was murdered like a dog in the streets? We never ask the questions. We never ask why. And again, none of what I'm saying has to be true. I'm just asking, why? Why? No one has those answers. No one. 1960 what? And there were cameras right there, and homegirl was allowed to sit on the bus? Nobody asked the question. You got a cell phone today, it makes sense. Didn't make sense back then, but hey, I digress.
And she wasn't even the first one, and there was another a female that didn't want to move out of her seat, but she had a kid. She was pregnant though, so they didn't want to use that. And I don't think she was an agent, and I don't think she was a communist like Rosa Parks was. But that's very interesting how you said that, man. That's so interesting. They pick out the people. You got to be wary of that. They pick these people for you to praise. They pick these people for you to idol worship. American Idol is not called American Idol for nothing. It's called American Idol because idol means something. It means for you to idol, just like these on social media, these influencers. They're getting paid to tell you to take the jab and whatever else now, or telling you medical information about the jab. But they'll call whatever you say misinformation though, medical misinformation. But you're paying these people to say, because if it's information pertaining it in a good light. But what if it's not true though? That's not medical information. But just because I'm saying something that might be contrary to it, that's medical information. Misinformation is very interesting. Very interesting.
I agree 100%.
BJ, what you think?
Well, I look at it like this, man. I see Judah Queen in the chat, and Judah Queen goes to HBCU. But I think that we might have to get our own HBCU, because these HBCUs been infiltrated and taken over by those communist Jews. Y'all call them small heads. No, I'm calling them what they is. All right? That's how it works. But look, nevertheless, they taking money They get financed. They start bringing Afghanistan people, Hispanic, everybody. The HBC could be so watered down. Daggone. I read a statement last year that daggone only 9% of black students enrolled in the HBCUs now.
Well, they've got a great sales department. They got a great sales department,
Wait.
BJ, because they're scouting now, like you said on the show the other night. And I knew that you were accurate because they're going into other schools and they're scouting for Anglo individuals to come in. And those Anglo folks are going to our schools. They are receiving a lot more benefits for transferring into the black schools than even the students who are of that ethnicity. Okay? And it's a problem. I'll use Huntsville, Alabama as an example. They literally scouted out a gal to play on the girls, I believe it was either girls volleyball or girls basketball. During the holiday season, they asked all the young girls to leave the campus and go home so that they can, I don't know, they even leave all their stuff there. They did that for everybody who did not live in the area, right? Now you got some girls that are in Huntsville that their family they may live in Tuskegee or they may live further away. That's a distance for somebody, right? But the white young ladies who went to the school got allowed to stay. The black girls who, if you want to call them black, if you want to call them, whatever you choose, African American, whatever your choice or flavor is, they were asked to leave. So they had to give up their jobs that they could not hold on through the holiday. They literally had to go home. And I asked a question. I said, well, why are they allowing those folks to leave and these folks to stay? Well, that's because they're from other states. Yeah, but either way it goes, if you are away 50, 60, 70 miles, that's still pretty far. It didn't make a difference, but the black families allowed this to happen. They allowed them to go out and recruit all these other folks to come into the school. Meanwhile, the schools are still dilapidated. Meanwhile, they still have terrible plumbing, terrible flooring, terrible everything. No one is standing up that should stand up. And the people that look like us, that attempt to stand up, do it very lackluster. They have they'll say, oh, okay, well, that's the reason why. All right, well, I'm sorry, I'll just back up. No one really stands up for truth anymore if it's not laced with a couple of $100 bills.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. And really, I submit, they're not even standing for truth if that's the case. But this is what's going on in the HBCU community. They have always wanted so much to blend in and to be a part of the party that they refuse to stand on their own laurels and say, darn it, we're not taking this. You're going to make this right. If you're going to go out here and recruit all these other people and they're going to bring in the revenue, then we're going to demand that you fix everything that needs to be fixed. We're going to demand that you fix the plumbing. We're going to demand that you fix, they have plumbing. You turn on the water and brown water comes out? Really? Nobody is talking about it. Nobody. And the parents are still sending their kids. The parents are, and if you could I'm just telling you right now, it is, this isn't going to get any better because money is the all seeing eye. It'll carry and it'll tell you who exactly is who. It really will. It'll show you exactly who these folks are when money is involved. So, as far as BJ, that comment you made the other day, I forgot to talk to you about that. But certainly, the HBCUs are pretty much null and void. To somebody's question, they asked if she was the C word up at the top. I'm very careful to use certain words because I don't want to get anything to flag you, but. There's actually an organization of those people, the Pioneer. There is an organization, and I don't think a lot of people know about it, but it has been thriving, and it is an organization on American soil, and it's in I want to say either Minnesota or Massachusetts, and it's a whole organization of them. I'll give you guys the information, King BJ, and you guys can use it, but these people have been thriving. And they have been infiltrating the United States for the past several years. So what the Pioneer asked about at the very top, they've been here and they've had elections. They've got people who are in our government who are a part of their organizations, and they're very, very vocal about who they are and what their mindset is. And that's exactly what we're under now. And ironically, before I close, I find it very amazing that we stand up for everything that they talk about, the C word that the Pioneer had up there. we, and I say we as a culture, we will back all of their garbage and not know that it is excluding us out of the picture. Everything that they believe in rubs us out because we like to play the victim so much. Whatever they say, they put it out there. Well, we're for these people. We're for these folks' rights. We're for these folks' rights. We're for those folks' rights. And we got ourselves attached to that mess. And now look at where the country is as a whole. But it's not because they did not use us. It's because they used us. And even though people may say they do not like this country, they do not like where they live, they hate it, they this, the white man this, the white man that, they can say all of that till the cows come home. But have you ever lived in another country? And it wouldn't matter if you had or not at this juncture, because those third world countries are now the United States. We are Venezuela. We are Cuba.
Yes.
We are all of the above.
I've been saying that. That's
All
true.
of the above.
Let me say something here. Let me say something. You see, I look at this as a civil rights movement. Some people say they sold out into politics. I'm just saying you just had a group of Negroes that want to integrate and get a couple of chicken biscuits, and they led the blind leading the blind. Because after Martin Luther King told you that daggone, he led the people to burn the house, he was gone. And, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we've been eroded by this crap. And like she's talking about the C word, or these people are actual communists, man, that's going on right here. I mean, they're actually showing you now, like they're actually coming out more and more, but they're becoming more tyrannical now. Like, they ain't even trying to hide this stuff anymore. You saw Joe Biden just come out the other day and say 6 hours, 6 days, 6 minutes, something like that. I'm like, wow. Like, you're actually letting me know that you're actually talking this. Then in that code, US code 666, right? It shows you they want to fine business $700,000 for unvaccinated employees, right? So what are we really looking at? We're looking at a one-size-fits-all vote system. They don't want you to say anything, right? They're trying to, like, we know what happened the other day with Facebook. We know that was a plan inside. Then you go online and you can pull it up. Beware of a cyber pandemic. Could be a cyber pandemic. Public Enemy last year. In an album, what you gonna do when the grid goes down? See, all these coded messages. Oh, we're getting cyber hacked. I'm like, damn. I mean, we've been having more cyber attacks this year in history than anything, right? What's going on here?
And plus that whistleblower, there was already a whistleblower a couple of days ago that did an interview, man. And then 2 days after the grid goes down, man.
But do you guys know that whole interview thing? Tell me what you think about this, because my thought process is the last time they took Facebook to the Senate or to the senators or to Congress, okay? The last time they did that, they made it even harder for everybody else to go online and say anything. So every time they come up and they say we're standing for the children and the safety of the people who don't have any voices, and this is so wrong, they're talking about really bad things, and there have been more killings and deaths on Facebook as live, and we've got to just fix it. All they do is shut you up more. That's all they do. So they dress it up really pretty. They take Miss Piggy, put a tutu on her and a little bit of lipstick and some pearl earrings and a necklace. They shovel it to you as if it's something that it's to protect you. And Ronald Reagan, I hate to even quote him, but the fact that he said, you know what, hey, the worst words you could hear are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. So when you start hearing that, you better be a little afraid. So we have painted ourselves into corners with all of the things that they have told us is to protect us. I don't need you to protect me. Leave my gun alone and I can protect myself. That's where it begins and ends. Period. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff that they're saying is really a mess. Now, here's what I think about the whole deal. Wouldn't it be amazing if in another month or so that we found that Facebook just couldn't take it? The gentleman who owns it, he's buckling up under the pressure. And all of a sudden now he just had to sell it to the highest bidder. Wouldn't it be amazing if we found out that in order for them to sell it, they had to take it down really quickly and then switch over everything to the other folks' servers? Maybe he decided he didn't want to give them service so they can have the company. And so, okay, you switch it over to your servers, and then in about another month, I'll go ahead and announce the sale. And wouldn't it be amazing if the sale was to the CCP? Wouldn't it be amazing if it just aligned right up with the credit score that you're going to have? So it doesn't matter if you're rocking a 700, doesn't matter if you're rocking an 800 credit score. If your belief system doesn't line up with the new owner of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, then you're going to be unable. You're now ineligible to post or say anything publicly. Isn't it wouldn't it be amazing? I'm not saying that's what happened, but wouldn't that be an amazing find to find out that he just couldn't take the pressure and we did not understand that what he was doing was switching things over, or maybe they were doing a data dump and they had to do that for the 6 hours that they were offline, and they were dumping all the data of everybody that, you know, they felt were dissenters. There are so many different things that this could be. Although we'll never really know until we really know, I think in order for us to grasp how desperate they are, we really got to take a look at the fact that they had a whistleblower, and this whistleblower was really vocal, and they had the next day of the whistle. This is so orchestrated, and it's the exact same plays that they've used in playbooks before. Wouldn't you say? Well, what do you think about that? Do you think that could happen?
It always happens usually when there's whistleblowers, man. Always something that happens, you know, something a domino effect when it comes down to that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to happen. It's just you never know what these folks are capable of. And you never know what, first of all, they have a DNS, right? Were they using a DNS? Is that right? I think they.
I'm not sure.
So in other words, what they were using is pretty much safeguarded. It's not like, you know, the service to my website or the service to you all's website. It's not like that. This thing was set up in such a way that it was pretty reliable. It was very reliable. In conjunction with that, who just went offline 2 days before that? Bank of America. Bank of America had just gone offline. And as this company went off and had their issue, they were just at that point recuperating from falling off, right? And there was a document, and I'll have to try to see if I can find it, but as soon as it went up, it was scrubbed. I mean, from every outlet. But they were basically saying in this report that the banks were going to shut down in sometime in October. About 15 major brick and mortars were not going to be available for you to walk in. And I think it's because they've now practiced with all of us under the pandemic of last year to now, the ability to use the ATM or just go online and swipe what you need or use your account. So basically, they're paying these folks that work inside the bank for nothing. Because if they close the banks, we've already proven to them that we can handle it without going into the bank. Right?
Test run. Straight test run.
Yeah. Could I be on to something? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Well, you're on. Tell me you're on it. You're on it.
You know, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering what would happen. You know.
Right. And dude, man, Felicia, you be spitting. So let me get a couple of these comments, and then I'm gonna go to this next topic real quick. So okay. So Monique 2C said black genocide is money, and she said exactly, bingo. Thank you, Felicia. Exactly. And then she said thank you, Felicia, again. And then Pioneer said Al Sharpton is a character. And then the social morale values of our community collapse after so-called integration. Man, Pioneer. She's right. So-called integration helped to demolish black businesses and black independence. Exactly. And then Monique said you are right. So you're so right, Pioneer. And Pioneer said facts. And then Pioneer said it's a subtle psychological attempt to get our people to see themselves as natural victims. Ooh, man. Judah Queen said good points. And then Monique 2C said we have serious issues with our people that need to address and correct within our communities. That's true. And the Pioneer said Rosa Parks is a communist. And then Sunlight said the Lockhart perspective, are you a lawyer? And then And then Judah Queen got the pump, got the pump fist and 100, you know what I mean? And then Monique 2C said paid indoctrination, unfortunately, man. And the Pioneer said oh damn. Okay, wait, sorry about that, y'all. And then damn. And then damn, my bad. Oh yeah, then okay, we need to gather knowledge ourselves, and we can't be going to what these races in the media tell us exactly about our history and our people. Exactly. Monique says that I agree, Pioneer. And then Pioneer said, Monique, see, I can guarantee 99% of these divisions in our community would disappear if we stop arguing second and third hand information. Only went by information we gathered ourselves. That's true. That's that 2-point system type shit. And then the Pioneer said this is a very educational sound system, very professional. I don't see her working at a local Target store. Stacking cans at Starbucks. Love her. She's got a good job. Pioneer too much, man. Oh man, this dude I've been Stu right here, man. You sure you ain't no stand-up comedian, Pioneer, on the side, man? And then Pioneer said C word, life without communism, capitalism, actually from the same people. It's like the Democrat and Republican thing, an invented distraction. Damn. Whew. And then Pioneer said facts, sister dropping facts. And this nation has already turned into third world status and have millions of homeless people roaming the streets now, literally. Monique 2C said this is a dumping ground for dumpster fires. And then Pioneer said, keep BJ, what about the zombie movie? They keep showing, they're trying to get you ready for something. Exactly. The CDC.
I had a vision about that in 2016, and I made sure that I told about 3 different people. I told my husband, I told one of my best friends, and then I told my brother that I had a vision about those. And then the vision has been unfolding more and more over the past few years. And all of a sudden, the whole CDC thing, and then, I think it's Amazon's, they have a terms of service that has that mentioned in it. So there's something definitely to it, but I don't think it's going to be what we think it's going to be. I don't want to say what I think it is. That's how bad it is. But I will say that there's some truth to that, and they know it, and that's the reason why they do the predictive programming. Ever since the 30s, they've been really mesmerized by stories dealing with that topic.
We're gonna say, BJ.
I'm gonna say we gotta learn a lot, man. We don't know. I look at it like this, man. There's so much stuff going on, right? And they're hitting you so hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just sent you an article just now about Twitch. What was it, Twitch? And they just say they had a massive data breach. Now I'm sitting there saying, what I told you about to have the grid, and I'm telling you right now, they're talking about Twitch having a data breach. All these companies, WhatsApp, will matter. You ain't getting away. And they told you they were doing what? Reconfiguring Facebook the other day. Remember, people were saying they couldn't get their photos up. They couldn't get nothing at first. Down for 6 hours, right? I know some of y'all niggas went crazy while I was down. You ain't gotta hide, but hey, they might do it a day next time. A week.
No,
10 days. I think 10 days. Yeah.
I
think 10 days.
So what I'm saying is, hey man, if you realize something, I don't know if you've been in a store lately, but they've been Costco and some of these stores saying you can only get 1 or 2 waters, or we got a ration off because we got a cargo shortage of ships and stuff like that. Oh, we got truck driver shortage. Here, you out there in Oakland. Oakland's near you, not too far from you probably. They go to Kaiser, Permanente or something. They say we're going to, 2,000 workers are not going to be working. You know the deal, right? Like, do y'all people really realize what's going on here? Like, how tyrannical they they are stealing people's data. That's right. But they call it a breach. I'm just telling you what they call it. But let me say this. how about I call it stealing people's data, because I don't want to lay in their ground rules. They call it a breach. We're gonna call it they call it an insurrection. With the media, they'll tell you in the Capitol it's a riot. So they always use language to make it. They say, "Oh, these parents protesting school board are domestic terrorists." No, them just parents saying, "I don't want you teaching my children anything." Matter of fact, we got a governor of Virginia that actually said down here the other day. He was at the festival down here. I don't care if Negroes want to take a picture with him or not. They don't make no difference to me, because I didn't know why he passed trying to do these mandates. But he said parents shouldn't be able to determine the curriculum for the students. Wait a minute, this is my child. I didn't know my child being taught. What you talking about? Right? So we got a lot of issues there, but I do understand. Also, I did see a thing where they said if you're not don't have the inoculation or the vaccination, whatever you want to call it, right? That you're not going to be able to give out an organ transplant. Well, I got a reversal on that, because I need to know, why did you tell a person that took it that they can't give out blood? So who's really zooming who here? Right? Who's really causing the issue? So they keep on saying this is a pandemic of the
I have to agree. I agree.
unvaccinated. That's what they tell you, right? But really, to be honest with you, no, that's what they call you. You know what? I was amazed today that news actually finally admitted this. A friend of mine told me this, right? That only 50% of the country took it. So they've been lying the whole time. Now they actually want to tell you, but now they're talking about, oh, these protests. We got threats against the hospitals, and we get domestic terrorism. They're trying to what? Set the environment so when it happens, they can say, oh, those domestic terrorists unvaccinated over there are protesting and causing havoc, and we're going to be able to use a law to take everything we can from them.
Yeah.
Like maybe your gun, maybe you're unvaccinated. You don't believe us, or you know. So maybe we need to look at that movie one more time. 300, Enemy of the State, and The Purge.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Especially The Purge.
And if you don't, let me pull out a book right quick. Hold on, I got something right here.
While he does that, Frank, while he's grabbing the book, can I make a mention of a good point that you just made, BJ? So he mentioned all the breaches. There's a story that I'll be reading it from the Freelance Star, okay? So it says that 2021 is on pace to break the record for the most data breaches ever. It's shaping up to be a bad year for data breaches. In fact, 2021 is on pace to be the worst year ever. The number of publicly reported data compromises in the United States through September of 2021 has already surpassed the total number of compromises in 2020 by 17%, according to the Identity Theft Resource Center, a nonprofit that works to support victims of identity crime. There have been 1,291 breaches in 2021 so far, compared to the 1,108 breaches in 2020. Now, this is as of 2021, correct? September. It says, and the trend is pointing to a record-breaking year for data breaches. Now, this obviously, being that it was in September, would not include the data breaches for the Facebook whole incident. And I consider any time the system is down, the opportunity for a breach. Nor would it include the B of A, the Bank of America. It says the all-time high for the most data breaches in a single year was set in 2017, with 1,529 breaches, according to the ITRC. There were 491 public reported U.S. breaches in the second quarter of 2021 and 446 in the third quarter. The United States is now only 238 data breaches away from tying the all-time record. Now, the fact that this is happening should tell us that they are allowing us to see all these data breaches so that they can introduce something to keep you safe. That is what I submit. I submit that they're showing you all of these data breaches so that they can introduce a tool, a mechanism that has already been tried in Africa, that is being tried now by the MasterCard, as well as one other company is partnering with them. And I do believe the other company that's partnering with them is Microsoft. So you've got Microsoft and MasterCard that have already partnered together, testing this as a test pilot in, I forget the country in Africa, but in Africa, and they now have everybody's information on one handy dandy card. All right. So there is a purpose for everything that we're allowed to see. I'm just wondering, and I don't know for sure, I'm just wondering if this could be a direction, if this is possibly the reason why all of 2021 exceeds everything over the past several years. So that's just something to consider.
And you know what? That makes, and it wasn't okay. Didn't Bill Gates drop something to where the vaccination? Okay, your vaccination, your EBD, your EBT. No, your Bitcoin. He launched something to where Bitcoin is going to be connected to your vaccination ID. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I think
that's going to be one
I know
card.
What you're talking about. I think that's the one that's I think that's the one that's being used right now, right, over in Africa.
Okay, I think so. It's linked to your Bitcoin or whatever, and it's a vaccination thing, and it's all in one. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy thing, but that kind of reminds me of that right there. It's just, but you're right. This is like a 9/11. This is like a problem reaction solution. Okay. Oh, there's so much cyber tapper, and there's so much hacks and stuff like that. Okay, this is what we But see, that lets you know that these people are behind it. The same people
Here
that
it
gave me
is.
the product
I
are
found
behind
it.
it.
I found it. I found what you're looking for, Frank. In 2018,
That's it.
MasterCard announced that it would partner with Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, in creating a digital immunization record like a credit card to be used in underserved communities where life-saving childhood vaccines are crucial. Quote, children, especially those living in the most remote, impoverished communities, lack immunization records. Close quote. This came from Dr. Seth Berkley, the CEO of Gavi. Now, if you don't know who Gavi is a company that is owned by Microsoft founder Bill Gates. That is one of his organizations. The United States government, as a matter of fact, I'll just tell you this, gave a boatload of money to Gavi under President Trump about a year ago. He gave a boatload of money to Gavi. And then Gavi is the company that you're talking about, because this, in conjunction with MasterCard, has all of the person's information on it. And they are using it right now in Africa. Yeah. I'll give you the link to this story right here so that you'll have it.
Cool.
Yep.
We're the pawns to everything.
Well,
even the people over in Africa, we the pawns.
Yeah, absolutely.
BJ, what you gonna read something, BJ?
Oh no, I was just saying that the book Operation Paperclip tells you basically everything you need to know, how they brought the Nazi science to America, and they really, to tell you the truth, it's really the guys in the white lab coats that's killing you. That's what the book tells you, basically. That's what it's really telling you. Don't worry about you worry about the Klan and the hood and all that. No, I'm talking about the Klan and daggone doctors, man.
Damn. Whew. All right, so let me read this. I'm gonna go to the next topic right now. Felicia, I want you to chime. I really want you to chime in on this next topic. So, all right, so it's crucial. All right, so it's West Africa. My bad. Wow. Judah Queen said, and then Pioneer said, CL Smooth Live. The devil is smooth. Not only steal your information, but then turns around and gives you a bunch of lies and false information to replace it. So there's no vacuum. Damn. And then Patriarch Clownface, Pioneer, I will plot and plan and strategize with like-minded people in regard to building a strong, righteous community. Talking about shit that ain't going to change shit and slowing up the process. And then Judah Queen said demons. And then Monique said Patriarch Clownface, I moved to Tulsa to do exactly that. Just bought a house here. And next in the north side, which used to be Greenwood, it's ran down and needs repair. That was what was destroyed. And then CL Smooth said they've been stealing our data for a minute, you know. And then Judah Queen said Venom. And Pioneer said it's not breach, it's stealing people's information. You put it into a huge database. Exactly what they're doing. And Patriot Clown is a great question. I'm down with it. I want to know who I'm united with. Make sure that they aren't thugged out fools, but I'm ready to build. And then when we are meeting up and to discuss buying some land and start building our own communities, man, you know. Here we gone together like then CL Super said we're gonna get together like-minded people. Y'all ready or not? And then the Pioneer said it's other ways Western firms own China. China is a big slave plantation for Western corporations like Amazon and IBM. Let me go down right here real quick. And then the Pioneer said the clans turned the white sheets from white doctor coats. Damn, glasses. Now instead of rape, they're going to do it with needles. Damn. And then Monique too says so I love it. The area it will be gentrified in 15 years according to the city plan. I want us to be the ones to do it, man. You know. And Pioneer said, imagine. Pioneer said, imagine the sister waiting in the DMV and then some fool with purple lips smiling like oh we and smelling like oh we sitting next to her trying to start a conversation. Laugh a lot. She sounded like she's speaking Japanese to him. Pioneer, you be too much, dude. And then Modi 2 said MasterCard. And then Pioneer said this sister is sharp and professional. Sister sounds like a science expert. I imagine some brothers sagging skinny jeans staggering up to her, trying to grin and have a little convo. Pioneer, you too much, man. And then Moni 2 said, awesome. How is that working? That's more important to me than you know, talking about what leadership is going on. And so West Africa, and then okay. So I'm gonna go to the next topic, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me share the screen real quick, y'all. My bad. Oops. Next topic. Oops. Now this is I don't know why people are not pissed over this right here.
California, Governor Newsom announcing a new COVID vaccine requirement for all eligible students. The new statewide rule is the first of its kind in the country. Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda is live with all the details.
Hi, Ellen. Well, yes, Governor Gavin Newsom says California already has the lowest COVID case rate in the country, and that's because the state has administered more than 50 million doses of the vaccine, and at least 84% of Californians have received at least one dose. Well, now he says he's turning to schools to make sure that we're careful in the winter, as we also have to deal with the flu season. The governor said he wants all students to be in class for in-person instruction, so today he announced the first K through 12 mandate in the country. Now, he was at a school in San Francisco as he announced the new rules to make vaccinating public and private school children for COVID-19 a requirement, much like other vaccines are now required, including measles, mumps, polio, and others. Now, right now, only those who are 16 and older are eligible to get vaccinated, but the governor also wants all staff as well in K through 12 schools to be vaccinated.
So once the FDA approves the vaccination in different cohorts, starting with 12 and above, grades 7 to 12, we will begin to apply that requirement in the next term, either January 1st or July 1st, whichever comes sooner.
What?
The governor said there will be some exemptions, of course, for medical and religious reasons. And as you heard, the governor says this all depends on the FDA timeline for approval of the vaccines for younger children. So he anticipates, yes, that this will take months, likely, of course, in 2022.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe.
I mean, okay, so this dude right here, man. Okay, see, this is the thing. I mean, a kid's immune system is A1, right? You know what I'm saying? I can understand why parents and stuff would worry about the kids and stuff like that. But for one, the certain exemptions. But how come people I know are turning in religion exemption forms and they're getting denied? Or how come people I know at their job, you know what I'm saying, they're getting religion exemption forms, they're taking the forms, but they're putting them on leave of absence or laying them off with no pay, with no, so making it eligible to where uneligible to where they can't go to apply for EDD, unemployment. So I mean, I don't know, man. I just think this is really pushing the agenda. It's going too far. And then the funny thing about it, the guy from the World Health Organization, or CDC, one of them last week said that this is going to be over in a year. So why go to these kind of extremes if this is going to be over in a year? And how would you even know this pandemic would even be over in a year? What are y'all thoughts on this, man?
Ain't no new normal, as they say. They call it the new normal, right? But this is the new normal. But they tell you get back to normal. But I told you that won't happen. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 18 months, 24 months. They got one coming out in 2025 called the SPARS one. Delta, Lambda, Alpha. Variants, right? Each one to scare you more and more. Oh, the Delta variant. Oh my God, it's so scary. Oh my God, we got the Delta. But then you find out that the survival rate is 99.8%. I had a guy tell me literally he knew nothing about the shot, nothing about the data. All he found out was the survival rate was 99.8 versus the vaccine deficiency rate. He says all he needed to know.
And they try to put on old and all this and the young and the old. Dude, come on, man. Even somebody old at a certain age, the survival rate is still gonna be 99.9%. But the thing is, it just depends what it is. They're telling you, but they're not telling you that these people are dying for different reasons when they catch this, man. A lot of times it's pre-existing conditions, but at the same time, nobody's telling you the pneumonia factor. Nobody's telling you the underlying flu factors that people are dying from that are more prevalent than the actual virus. Ooh. People just, it's misinformation on their side. It's to confuse you from what we're saying. That's what it's to do. That's what it's doing. They're trying to drown out what we're saying, not anything else. People ain't stupid. These companies ain't stupid. These companies ain't, stuff happens for a reason. But they're doing all this to drown us out. Believe me, they're trying to put a little bit of pressure. They're trying to put in a little bit of efforts, but they're doing this for us. They're doing this in retaliation to us. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, man. But at the same time, you got these Negroes, you got these bootleg Negroes that believe everything that the streams say, and that pushes, like you said, Al Sharpton is not doing nothing. They went and going buck dancing for motherfuckers at the border, but don't do nothing for the 60,000 homeless people and black people in LA. Don't do nothing for the you see what I'm saying, the underprivileged, the black people that are going to get face from the eviction moratorium. Not doing nothing for them. Not even saying nothing about this jab. You're supposed to be a Reverend Al Sharpton. Oh, but we're not going to get religious when it comes down. We'll get religious when it comes down to the white man and the playing into the victim mentality and the victimhood. We get down to that white man and know that, but we ain't going to get down to how the white man is coercing this whole thing, though. That's very interesting how we're going to pick and choose when racism hits and when it don't hit, like Black Lives Matter. Y'all notice that? These people pick and choose when racism just comes around like a tornado. And when it just leaves and leaves everything into sweat and the chaos and shit. Oh, then oh my God, oh shit. That's a bunch of bullshit, man. These people ain't no better than Ben Crump, right? They're doing something similar to what Big Crump is doing. Yeah, man, but it is ridiculous, man. It really is ridiculous, man. But I don't understand why these parents aren't outraged. These parents should be pissed. Should be mad. And then they're gonna watch. They say they can use the religious exemption, but if people come and start coming in droves and using the religious exemption for the kids, then they're not gonna
They're not gonna honor them.
they're not gonna honor them.
No, they're not gonna honor them. You know, I know that you guys already know my history. You already know what I do. And I have to always take everything to what I can see and what I know. This whole thing is nothing but Revelation 13, 14, 15, Revelation 18. It is as plain as the nose on your face. And if we don't want to equate it with that, that's fine, no problem. But whenever you can see, you know, Revelation 15:1 saying, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up with the wrath of Yah," or God. All of these things that are going on right now, we all know that it is the mark. There's just no way that you can say that it isn't. I don't have the time here to break down the Greek that is in the book of Revelation, but please believe that I have. What I will tell you is what I will tell you is every single piece of what we are seeing is that. If I take the Greek and I break that down and then I switch it over and move it over to Hebrew, which we would be looking then in the minor and the major prophets for clarification, you would have to concur that the argument that I pose is a pretty decent one. And so we have to know what time it really is. And in as much as I would love to have all of us, you know, meet up together and go someplace and do something safe and sane, you know, we have a hard time getting to Momo and Pawpaw's, burial. Well, you know, we got to have this one help pay $5, $10, $15 to put a little money together to get this one flown over from here to there. We unfortunately are not made like that, which is why, to your point about, you know, BLM, it amazed me how everybody all of a sudden overnight, they were there right then, that evening, they were all out there having a fit. But anyway, I digress. What we're dealing with is definitely Revelation. What we are dealing with is definitely Ezekiel. What we are dealing with is definitely Daniel. That is what we are doing, and that is what we are dealing with. If you are not covered by the blood right now, remember back when your mama, mother, father, them had you in Sunday school. If you can't do anything but reach on to that Savior to help pull you out of this right now, I'm going to tell you where you are, buckle down. If you up in the mountains when all of this start going on, don't come down. If you out in the field when all of this start coming up, do not come back in. Keep your eyes open, because there's going to be some stuff here very soon that will shock you. And I do mean unbelievable. The people that are in the state of California are not going to revolt because they have been anesthetized over the past several years with the strongest marijuana that you could possibly buy. Anytime somebody owns the patent on the actual THC that's being used in the marijuana, you can believe that they're going to double it, triple it, quadruple it to make it as strong as they possibly can. Therefore, you will not be able to resist anything. Now you've been taught to just go along to get along. Oh, it's okay. The people who are fighting, they ain't fighting. Ain't nobody fighting. What they gonna fight with? How they gonna fight? You too high to fight. You too high to fight. You're too high. This stuff has been engineered, and you smoking it, wondering why you can just go over here and buy it and go over there and buy it. Nobody in California is fighting nothing. If they were, that man, they would have all stood together to get that fella out of there, but all this is written. That man's not going nowhere. What I will tell everybody is make sure you get your house in order. And if your house is your physical temple, then you need to get it in order. Do whatever you need to do, whether it's mullein, whether it's different types of herbs. Whatever it is you need to do to get your house in order, get your house in order. Get your house in order. Get your affairs in order. Look at your kitchen, mama. Go in your kitchen and look at your cupboard right now, baby. You need to go and look. Why am I saying this? The purpose for me saying this is because what BJ just said a few segments ago dealt specifically with the ships. Okay, in the book of Revelation, it talks about how everybody began to lament and just weep over the fallen Babylon, how they looked from afar off, and all of the merchant ships couldn't get the stuff into Babylon because all the merchant ships was stuck over in another place. Listen, the United States has had all of the ports built around us that have been purchased by the Chinese. 99-year leases. We have a circle of all of the ports. We are encamped around all of the ports that they have at one point or another had something to do with their Belt and Road Initiative. That Belt and Road Initiative is what they used in Cuba. And they have 2 ports there, 2 major ports there. They have ports in the Caribbean. That's only miles away from us off the coast there where Florida is. There are 2 ports that they are not allowing anything to come out because they have had, some outbreaks. And the major port there in China, they're not moving anything out. There have been reports that I've had, some people that have reported to me that work in that industry that state that there are more container ships coming back from across the water empty. We are loading them up. They are loaded up with stuff from here going across the water. And then they'll bring those containers on those ships back over here empty. It would be the same thing if I were going to my sister's house and I packed everything and I sent it ahead of me. And then on the way back, I sent them back empty. So where's all the food going? Where's all the stuff going? Why isn't anything coming back in? We're still shipping out, but nothing is coming back in. If you ain't got no beans, you better get some. The best sustainable thing to have is rice, white rice, not brown. You need to make sure that you have all of the canned goods that you can eat. Anything like a bean or a vegetable, make sure that's a small can. But the larger things that are freeze-dried, get the bigger cans. Okay? Make sure that you have enough water. 2 people in the family, make sure you've got enough water in your household to make sure that each person has 2 gallons of water. Wow, Felicia, that's a lot of water. Well, I tell you what, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So what I'm sharing with you all is what you need to be focusing on right now. Because right now, there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Whole lot that you do not know about. And there are several reasons why you don't know about it. And it was by design. So get your houses in order. Go get what you need to keep your household together. And don't tell nobody your business. If you can use your cash, use your cash. Anybody can tell what you purchase on your credit card. Do what you need to do to take care of your house. If you don't have a whole bunch of alcohol or peroxide, you need to get some. You got some Band-Aids? Okay, cool. You need to get some more. You got some acetaminophen or some Motrin in there. If you got a little baby in the house, get 3 more bottles. If there's a water shortage in your area, you can go over to one store and buy 2 gallons if that's their cap. Go to another store and buy 2 gallons. That's their cap. Then you go to another place. But you need to take care of your house, and I'll tell you that right now. You thought last year was something. Last year was a test to see if you would clear their shelves out of toilet paper. But because nothing really gross happened or negligent happened in that last year, everybody got a little relaxed. Do the math.
I sure did. Felicia, you just spit nothing but bars. And like you said, to see these ports, they backed up in LA, man. You know, and I think it's due to the ones in China, like you said, and the ones that you said, you got one in the Caribbean.
Yeah, all the way around us. If you go, I think I may have sent you guys a video a while ago that talked about, and you know what? No one has to believe me. I don't want anybody to believe me. What I do want you to do is to fact check me. Go and see the largest port in China. Go check. See if the largest port in China is sending us anything. Go check.
Yeah,
I might be wrong. I might be wrong. And I hope for your sake I am. I might be wrong that these are the last days. And again, I hope for your sake that I'm wrong. Because if you believe I'm wrong and you've not checked it, then woe unto you. Because if you know about this and you hear it and you don't check it out, at least my hands are clean.
And see, this is what some of what you're talking about right now, right here. Even though this is the LA port, but still similar. It's
absolutely
same.
Any port. I mean, if you're like me, you can't help but look at those stalled cargo ships and the stacks and stacks of cargo containers. You have to wonder what's inside. Is it electronics, clothes, toys for the holidays? Whatever it is, it's not getting to its destination. And the truth is, this problem has been getting worse for months.
Traffic jams are nothing new for us here in SoCal, but this traffic jam at the ports of LA and Long Beach has a serious trickle-down effect that could lead directly to empty store shelves and a serious impact to our economy. A record number of container ships have been stuck waiting in the waters, unable to dock. The bottleneck is impacting longshore crews, dock workers, truck drivers, and ultimately will mean some products will not make it to the consumer. The executive director of the port says this port is busier than it's been in its 114-year history.
What you're seeing now are the convergence of three things. The sheer strength of the American consumer continues its surge since during the initial days of COVID-19. We're buying more online and at our stores than we ever have before.
The LA Long Beach Port Complex is the 9th largest in the world, moving 40% of container imports in the U.S. and 30% of exports. But if the container ships can't dock, everything stops. Right now, there are 64 ships basically stuck in the water with precious cargo on board.
Once cargo gets here to LA, it's like taking 10 lanes of freeway traffic and bringing it down to 5 lanes. We're still moving more cargo than ever, but it's not enough because of the buying power of the American consumer. What's happening now is that importers are waiting to pick up their cargo longer than ever before. Containers are sitting on port for an average of 6 days compared to 2 days wait in more normal times.
In an effort to get a handle on the backup, there's a new 24/7 pilot program called Accelerate Cargo LA. It's expanding terminal gate hours for truckers and also nighttime and weekend hours for longshore crews. But LA can't do it alone.
Over the last decade, the federal government and U.S. Congress have outinvested us here on the West Coast in the port communities by a rate of 11-1. That means $11 billion in federal funding has gone to ports on the East and Gulf Coast, and just a little more than $1 billion here on the West Coast.
Congress is right now considering that $1 trillion infrastructure bill. The hope here at the Port of LA is that we will see some of that money, and soon. Reporting from San Pedro, I'm Lynette Romero for KTLA 5 News.
Why dating a young Latin woman is a good option?
The hell? So what? Yeah, man. Like you were saying, I mean, so that trickle down to it's gonna go to the ports out here and all across the United States, man. It's just but see, you hear how she said, "Oh, will it be in time? Will it be in time for a holiday?" Like it's like they're like kind of giving you a hint, because Kamala Harris was just saying like a couple months ago that hurry up and go Christmas shopping, hurry up and go shopping for the holidays. It's like these people are kind of telling you. Is it just me or they're kind of telling you, like they're not fortune tellers?
Well,
what you think?
Well, they're basically telling you what they're doing, to be honest with you, man. I mean, if you look at it, they're basically telling you what they're doing. I mean, it's kind of like obvious. Famine, self-induced famine though, right? Shortage of goods, right? Frustration. Now, like I say, you're going to have vaccine protests. Sooner or later, you're going to have food protests.
Nope.
Or better yet, somebody coming to you. Okay? So that's what you don't want. I was looking at the stuff, though. I think we shouldn't be eating white bread and stuff because that turns into sugar and stuff like that. So
the reason why I recommended the white rice is because if you are depleted in food, that carb will burn longer than the healthier brown rice carb will. If you are depleted, you see, so it will convert to sugar. But if you've already been depleted in food, that white rice will do you better. I gave you a link right there for the Belt and Road Initiative and all that stuff, Frank. It's inside of the private chat. But the story that I was referring to, I'll show you after you play that link. And I want to tell you about China specifically, because I want everybody to know that, I'll tell you guys in a minute, it's so discouraging, but it's freedom because it liberates you to let you know exactly what you're dealing with.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see. Okay, so I mean, let me get to some of the comments, but y'all right on the money, man. This, this is planned, man. And, we don't. Like-minded people, adults don't see this by now. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Okay, and then all right, let me get to these. All right, people in California that would revolt have fled. That's true. Pioneer said, "I'd ride with you until I see you driving down the Christian road. Then I'll ask you to pull over, and I let you grab the briefcase. Thank you."
Yeah, let them know I'm not a Christian. Yeah, I'm not a Christian though. I'm not a Christian.
And then Judah Queen said, "Yep." And then Pioneer said, "Right now, sister, start going into the Bible and religion, and you're gonna lose me." This dude, but Pioneer, and then Judah Queen, Modi, you see it? Thank you, sis, and you will succeed. Pioneer said, "These racists are out here telling you to take off your mask for what? Are you gonna eventually catch it?" They've been going around coughing and sneezing around black people trying to spread it. That is true, though. I think the virus is not only real dangerous, but it's intentionally trying to affect people and kill them. Black folks shouldn't just pretend that doesn't exist and let the racists tell you that. I feel you, man. But at the same time, if you're living, if your shit is A1, then it's gonna be even much harder for you to get that shit. If your immune system is straight, I couldn't sit back any longer now and for something and do something. That's true. I feel you, Monique. You see, Pioneer said, I'm a tiny minority of people who don't believe in needles, but strongly support people wearing masks and social distancing because I think the virus is real and real dangerous. But see, they want you, that social distancing is to keep you away from people, dude. That's what that is and shit.
Well, now we're gonna need the masks against those who've already had the situation. You better put it on. You better put it on. I've been sick twice after being around family members like that. So yeah, you better put it on. You better put it on. Their immune system is so compromised. They have no immune system. It's likened unto people who have HIV, and that's not false. That's real.
Spitting. Healthy diet, water, vitamins, clean hygiene. Judy Queen said, and then the Pioneer said, San Francisco is a very strange city. I went there in the summer time and it was cold. Laugh a lot. I heard it's typical San Francisco to be cold in the summer. I heard it is kind of cold up there. I still haven't been up there.
The water, it's beautiful. It used to be beautiful, not anymore.
And then Judy Queen, this will expand. And then Monique said, Judy Queen said, Monique sees right on. And then Monique says, I love it. Area. Okay. I think I read that part. Let me go to the most recent ones real quick. Yeah, my bad. And then Doc Boss, what up, man? And then Doc Boss said Max. And then Judy Queen said, being around Jab, I feel weird after. Yep. And then Pioneer said, Laugh Loud Key BJ is back in the background smashing some crispy chips or something. Pioneer, you too much, man. And then Doc Boss, Pioneer, you all know, man. You should be. I'm gonna have to.
Hey, look, man, what the hell, man? Hey, look. You know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
I would like eating some almonds doing stuff and stuff like yeah. But
Dog Boss, I'm gonna have you come on one day. If you don't want to be on camera, you can cam up. You a fool, man. You a fool. You be spitting though. And then Dog Boss, the masses don't work anyway. Damn. And then Judy Queen said, Lockhart perspective 100. And Judy Queen said, thank you. And Monique, Pioneer said, Monique, you see, if we're independent.
Wait a minute. Why is her doctor upset?
Wait, what happened?
Why she say her doctor upset because she rejected it?
Wait, okay, who said that? My bad.
They miss that
Judah
money because they
Queen.
get money every time they do it to somebody.
Oh,
That's why.
Judah Queen.
You know that woman,
Oh, I didn't see that.
she got a lot of sense.
Venom, what? Yeah, hey, yeah, Judah Queen. Well, yeah, BJ, yeah, that's a good question. My bad, I didn't even see I was a quick. What's going on with that Judah Queen? If you don't mind me asking. And the Pioneer said, smashing the hell out of those crispy trees. Pioneer, you too much, man. You probably smoking a fat cigar over there while you talking, Pioneer.
Almonds are not
like
sweet.
Kingpin and shit. You know what I'm saying? Kingpin size cigar, man. But yeah, man. Hey, that's y'all take care. I know.
Your doctor said you're making a bad decision. Tell your doctor to kick rocks.
Yeah. Who is he to tell you that, dude?
He's the same person who got paid by pharmaceutical companies to push specific drugs prior to this point. They used to have free samples, and every time they would write a prescription, they'd get a stipend. This is a business. And all they're doing is creating the people who don't pass away of it. Now they've got a bevy of brand new customers. That's the reason why they're moving everything to digitized medicine.
Ooh, Felicia be breaking it down. That makes so much shit. Yeah, they've been doing this, Felicia. You're right. They've been doing this. They've been, you're right, getting paid off for the medication and stuff that they. You're right, because they get a certain percentage off the medication. I was talking to somebody about that today. And then, yeah, you know, that was some months ago, Gina Queen, and you're not returning to him. I don't blame you. And then Doc Boss says she's right. You know, damn, I'm sorry to hear about that, Judah Queen. And then Pioneer Sister is correct. You need a mask to protect yourself from those who got. Yeah, it's true. They're the carriers. Being around jabs, I feel weird, man. And then Doc Boss says the masks don't work anyway. You know what? He's kind of like, especially I heard the HM1N1, whatever. I heard that one wasn't really. I don't know. I just heard. My thing is, if this thing is airborne, can it go in your eyes and shit? Supposedly, if it's airborne and shit, dude, like I don't get it, dude.
I think it's aerosolized. Wasn't it aerosolized? I heard it was aerosolized.
I think the chemtrails. I think they might have something to do with it too, man. Like,
yeah, I agree
but you know, well, it's like something. BJ, what you gonna say?
The nurse that was in my chat the other day. That nurse that was in my chat the other day said that you can only get a virus one or two ways: through injection or through air. The air.
And this is what I don't get. All these nurses and doctors and stuff like that that are bouncing and that are you know that had to leave the 300 or whatever. And you had the 7,200, 70,000 in New York. How come people aren't looking at how come that people aren't looking at their opinion into taking their opinion in consideration? Like, damn, wait up. These aren't just no mammy-pammy, no run of the mill regular cats. These are actual healthcare workers that know what the hell they're talking about. Damn, they don't want to take it. 72,000 people in New York don't want to take it. That's kind of weird. We don't be thinking, dude. See, they gave us sensationalism. They gave us bullshit. They gave us a bunch of propaganda. You know what I'm saying? They gave they gave us a bunch of symbolism. Like when they was kneeling with them goddamn kente cloths last year. I don't know what the hell that was all about. We should have been outraged over that. You know,
and then Pelosi needed help getting up. Remember that, Frank?
She needed some Bengay probably too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, we see the thing is, man. Like we were saying on the phone conference earlier, I blame how Vic was saying. I'd low key blame our people for some of this too, though. You know, the state that we're in. But guess who those people are? Those are supposed to be the people of influence. Those are supposed to be the Boulay and the Links and all them. Those are supposed to be the CBC, the Commercial Black Caucus and people like that. They're selling us out like the pharmaceutical, like these doctors and pharmaceuticals are selling the people out.
Judah Queen says, Babylon is falling. I'm going to quote the rest of that scripture. It repeats it. It says, Babylon is falling. It is. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. You guys know my age. I'm closer to 60, possibly than anybody else here. I don't know. Maybe somebody's older than me, but I'll tell you right now, I'm willing to bet that this is what we're dealing with. you know. And here's the deal. It's all in that book that I just quoted, the one that the pioneer mentioned, about not like, and I think that, let me just first of all say that pioneer, you are absolutely right. There's been a lot of lies that have been promulgated simply because people that we thought we could trust, that read from the book, that stand up in pulpits and backstab us, right? These are those paid people from the opposition that come in and tell us what thus say the Bible, what thus say this or that. But the truth about it is that they are teaching us Yah's book from a Romanized standpoint. And everything that we've been taught out of that very same book, they twisted and used it to use it against us. So to your point, I 110% agree with you. Now, what I will say is there's also one passage that he left there just for somebody like you who's very smart and wise, the pioneer. And he said to study to show thyself approved unto your Elohim. Okay? And that way, when you take that and you start to study for him, you start to study his word, he will show you the truth, even though they try to skew the truth, even though they try to give you lies to make you be to submit to their lies. But in this particular case, what Judah Queen just said was absolutely right. She got to fall. She's got to fall. And guess who wins? We win. The ones that look like Frank, the ones that look like King BJ, the ones that look like me, the ones that look like Judah Queen, the ones that look like Monique 2C, the ones that look like us, we win. Why? Because they're going to be begging us to roll out. They're going to be giving us everything. Why? Because all the plagues that are coming on them, they're going to be asking us to lead. Please take this and go. Here, take it and go. The word does not lie. Man does. Man does. So yeah, you're right, Judah Queen. Babylon is falling. So what I suggest is y'all get out the way and let her fall. Quit attaching yourself to her, because when she falls, you do not want to be a part of her plagues. You will take a part of her plagues if you continue to rock. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm a Greenpeace. I'm a Libertarian. All of that can go in the garbage. Why? Because it all rolls out with Babylon. Every stench of it, every piece of it, all rolls. When she fall, everybody attached to her gon' fall. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. You owe us, you gon' give it back. Everything you took. Celebrating all their holidays. Judah Queen is on it. They took every single one of y'all's people's feast days, flipped the script, and got you celebrating Christmas, and you supposed to be up under something else. You need to be up under a sukkah, protecting yourself, because believe it or not, in the book of Revelation, if you did not do Leviticus 23, over there in the book of Revelation, he tells you, he let them things come up out of the pit. The locust size, they look exactly like locusts according to the word. But they're the size of horses and they sting like scorpions. But in the book of Leviticus 23, King BJ, he tells you that to get up under that sukkah, that to get there, and it looks exactly like a manger. So they flipped the script, even with Yah's story, even with Yahweh's story, they flipped the script. So they got you running around here with all these pagan holidays, hoping you do not dissect the word pagan. Hoping you don't dissect it. That it's witchcraft and sorcery. They hoping that you don't go in there and check out that they got witches and warlocks. And that's who you're dealing with. That's who you're dealing with.
Okay, let me say something. The ships are not docking because there's a bidding war going on for products because the supply chain has been broken. That could be true too, right?
Yeah, look at the link. Look at the link I gave you, Frank, inside of the chat. And if you listen carefully, you may have heard it before, but listen very carefully. Listen very carefully to that video. It's about 2 or 3 minutes. Let it play and listen carefully. Because see, what we've been doing is we've been taking food from our enemy by the way of Smithfield Foods. They were completely the owners of Smithfield Foods. All the chicken, for those people who still ate pork, you were getting all your pork from your enemy. All of your pork for Smithfield Foods is owned by Chinese. Until they sold their interest about a year or so ago. But prior to that, every time you chowed down on one of the Nathan hot dogs and all that, thinking you were doing a good thing, you were eating their food. Whatever they ground up in it.
Isn't that cold? Because that's Jew. Yeah, not trying to be funny, but that's like Hebrew nationals, right?
Yeah, but it used to be. The Nathans used to be kosher, but even then you
Kosher,
don't
right.
want to, but then again, kosher compared to what? But the video that I gave you talks about the Belt and Road Initiative and all that stuff that China has. Now, the Belt and Road Initiative is what they used to go through Africa. All the people were saying, oh, isn't it great that they're at least coming through, putting in roads and helping them get water? Yeah, that's because they needed a thoroughfare. The dragon needed a thoroughfare. So the dragon is exactly who you looking at. Okay, Doc Boss said, and they also are opening up the portals. Okay, Doc Boss, you're with me.
CERN.
Follow me. But listen, all of you guys know that we all have, California has them, United States as a whole has them. We all have we all have colliders. We all have the Hadron Colliders, those types of colliders, I should say. There's a large Hadron Collider that sits there in Switzerland, right? It sits in Switzerland, sits on the coast of Germany, sits on a couple of other, like four countries. Well, we have them here in the United States too. Right there in Phoenix, everybody the other week was saying, well, we're noticing all this rumbling, and they don't even know that there is a collider right there. So all that rumbling they're feeling is what they're doing. They're warming those things up. Yeah, CERN is what I've actually subscribed to their channel. So he's absolutely right. And what they're going to be bringing through those, which is the reason why I said earlier that it's going to really shock us, is because a lot of stuff that is going to happen, you're going to be hearing things and feeling things and wondering what you thought walked up against you and you didn't know it was something there. What you thought was something well, what was that? There's nobody but me in the room. Hey, what you don't want to attach to spiritual things is spiritual things. It's spiritual things. So, are you able to pull that up?
I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that, Felicia. Oh my God.
Nah,
okay,
it's okay.
Would you send it? Would you send it that to me now?
I sent it in the private chat, and it's the one that says right above it where it says click on the video. Yeah, click on the video. If you click on that video, it'll take you directly there to it. But that is going to explain exactly what China's doing, and it's very pleasantly stated, but it has to be that way to throw some off. But for those who have ears, let them hear.
You're talking about the master? Well, no, that's not it. The MasterCard thing, that's not it, huh? Okay.
No. If you see down where I say click on that video, Frank, you see that?
Okay,
click
I see
on the link right above that statement.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see it right here.
For many, the problem of a rising China appears to be an issue for future generations.
Can't see it.
After all, despite the meteoric rise of the communist giant's economy, military, and culture, the People's Republic lacks the basic ability to project power and maintain a force abroad thanks to its second-rate navy. Now, however, it seems that in the chaos of 2020, China is not only rapidly increasing production of advanced arms, but it's actively working on an Atlantic foothold less than 100 miles from American shores. As far back as 2019, Chinese defense officials publicly expressed their plan to shore up military cooperation with islands in the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. According to state-operated Xinhua News, Chinese State Councilor and Defense Minister Wang Fi framed the expansion around America as a part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. After the world has been scrambling with the viral pandemic, China is taking full advantage of distracted nations to further the interests of the People's Republic. Near the end of 2019, China Merchants Port Holdings, through a joint venture with a French company, began naval infrastructure around the globe. Although the state ports are spread all around the world, one is uncomfortably close to the continental United States. According to shipping logistics network Atlas, CMPH's joint venture gained a major foothold in ports in India, Ukraine, Singapore, and Jamaica. For example, the Jamaican terminal, Kingston Freeport, sits less than 100 miles from the Florida coast. Although CMPH controls only 49% of the joint holdings securing ports around the world, the Chinese government's habit of leaning on domestic companies for the furtherance of state interests means the Communist Party of China will now likely hold sway over several foreign terminals. Where the communist regime can't gain a foothold, it is putting in work to build up clout in nations surrounding the United States. In Cuba, Chinese laborers worked alongside islanders beginning in 2017 to modernize a port on the socialist island, according to Xinhua News, financed largely by a China-backed loan. The massive undertaking would open the area for larger ships. There is no doubt that China has been playing the long game by building up relationships with its Belt and Road program. Through the initiative, Chinese loans have gone toward foreign construction projects and infrastructure repair around the world. When the loans cannot be repaid, the ruling communist regime is more than happy to accept alternate payment. In the case of Sri Lanka, which was unable to pay for the projects financed by the Asian giant, it was forced to hand over a port to a Chinese company on a 99-year lease. And we can't even expect our neighbors to the north to stand beside us against China either. Last year, Canadian officials approved winter training in North America for cadres of Chinese troops. The training would have given insider knowledge on surviving harsh northern winters and navigating the terrain of continental America. The training was canceled after American defense officials intervened. President Xi Jinping and other ruling members of the Chinese Communist Party know that a foothold doesn't have to be fortified in a bunker bristling with guns. When they economically encircle their enemies and turn neighboring countries against them, the need for military might takes a back seat. The United States' ability to win a war with China already uncertain, although the country does not have any boots on the ground in America yet. Its own coastline is assumed to be protected by batteries of ship-killing hypersonic missiles, for which we do not have an effective countermeasure. With the likely ascension of the presumptive President-elect Joe Biden, we risk losing even the slim chance that we could contain an aggressively growing China. Biden's pro-China attitude, which paved the way for global ascension of the massive country, would undoubtedly be exploited by communist leaders who are more than happy to meet with an old friend. This is Felicia Lockhart, and this has been the Lockhart Perspective.
There it is.
Let me say something.
Advertising on YouTube helps me reach engaged customers like Jenna, who's been searching for landscapers on Google.
Oops. My bad.
So when she watches YouTube, my ad's there with a link to schedule now.
Wait a minute.
There we go.
Now, got two announcements today. So Felicia sent a video, and
My bad. Damn. Sorry about that.
Right.
Sorry about the BJ.
So Felicia sent a video, and I sent you a video about somebody else. And these videos are not being able to be played. That means that they are actually trying to stop you from sending video through Messenger and private chat. That's what that means. So I just want to bring this. So that means that they are actually censoring us right now while we are in this chat. That's okay, because don't worry about it. I'll send another way. Okay, don't worry about it. That's fine. But look, let me break this down. I think we need to look at the effects of blocking oxygen to the brain. And you remember these doctors, they getting paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, $39,000, $14,000 with your death certificate. But you got a private equity firms blocking up that's buying up hospitals too, as well. This is high school today with the shooting.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me read some of these comments real quick, and let me get into this what I think about this, man. This all of a sudden there's shootings now, all of a sudden, right? School shootings now, right? And school only been back in for like a couple months now, right? All right, so Dog Boss speak them fat. He said speak them facts. You know, Dog Boss, and he said Junior Queen said we know that, yes. And then so the same folks telling you that you don't need a mask, same ones first said that the virus didn't exist, and they said it wasn't bad. Yep. Then they had to explain why so many people were dying. The Pioneer said, don't listen to any of these devils, Fox or CNN. Do your best to protect yourself. Wear a mask. Keep your butt in home. If you have to, stop letting Caucasians tell you everything's fine now. And then, damn, what a little echo. And then, Pioneer said, sister, flattery will get you everywhere. Laugh out loud. The fact is, I still study the Bible, but I try to read in the Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek now. I study it for more scientific perspective. Okay. Pioneer over here, you too much, Pioneer. That's real though. I like that, Pioneer. You know, you looking at it from a different perspective. That's what's up. Monique 2C said 100 fire, and then Judah Queen said celebrating their holidays. You know, that's what that is. Because they're mixed. Some of them are even mixed up. You know what I'm saying? It's all don't make no sense. It's all for money, to give the government more money. And then CL Smooth Live said America's a lamb like the beast. Damn. Pioneer said, I need to let Babylon fall. We need to be building our own community to replace it and dwell after the fall. So many are going to fall with Babylon because they don't have anywhere else to go. Damn. And Doc Ball said, I couldn't have said it no better. And then Doc Ball said, and they're also opening up port. Yep. And then Monique said CERN. Yep. And then when you read when you read about many of the laws of Leviticus, eat cats food. Many of them are given the Caucasians by Musa to civilize them, and they were dwelling in the mountains. And the Pioneer said, you don't have to actually Torah in the Bible. You have to Pentateuch, well, it's based on the Torah, but they kept the actual Torah safe out of the temples, and then. In the temple, excuse me. And the Pioneer said, when you read the Old Testament, it's actually Hebrew Aramaic script. It gives you entirely a different understanding that English translation that Black folks have been given. And Junior Queen said, I need to subscribe. And then she liked that. Judah Queen see the Lockhart perspective. She seen Felicia Lockhart's perspective. Yeah, go on and subscribe to Felicia. She be spitting. She got like 3 channels, I think. And then Judah Queen, yeah, okay, my bad. Sorry about that. And then Pioneer, that was nice. I thought it was an ABC, NBC report, very professional report, professional commentary. Yeah, Felicia, you be nailing it. You be nailing it. And then Monique 2C said fire, and then the live is fire, packed with great information. Thank you, Monique 2C. I appreciate that. And then I appreciate the guests for spitting that information. And then the Pioneer said they opened schools back, so the killing has started again. People wanted to get back normal, so there you have it. But honestly, dude, little kids are gonna. Little kids' immune system is like, dude, you got to think about it. Little kids get sick all the time, and they fight it off. It's just when you scare your babies, this is gonna really. You scare the babies, and you put the babies into it. This is really gonna scare you more. Does that make sense? It's gonna control you more. And then Monique, you said do the best that suits you. I feel as though we all doing ourselves a disservice with the mask. We have weakened our immune system. That's exactly what it does with the lockdowns, mask. We need germs. Good. That's a good point, man. So let me get into this, man. This, you know what I'm saying? Let me get into this real quick, man, because now all of a sudden we got school shootings again. There's more distraction. All of a sudden, through all this madness, right?
One sometimes if there's false information or unnecessary information that is being sent out there. So, we're monitoring all of those feeds as well. We're trying to confirm what exactly is what is fact, what is not. But again, the most important thing that you should know right now is where we are in this timeline, and that is that the methodical search of that building still taking place, and there have been now plans officially made to reunite parents with their students, and it is not at this school, folks. It is over at the Center of Performing Arts on West Debbie, which is about a couple miles away from the school, not too far from there. And again, here it is, parent reunification point over at the Center for Performing Arts. The address there on your screen, 1110 West Debbie, and Madison pulled up a map just a little bit ago, and it was about About 5 miles?
It's less than
away?
5 miles.
Less than five.
Basically, if you go straight east on Debbie Lane towards 287 instead of 360,
Yep.
you'll basically run into it. So if you're familiar with the Sam's Club in the area, the Performing Arts Center is right by that Sam's Club that's on Highway 287. Again, one of the reasons that our chopper was moved away from the scene is likely due to the fact, Ken, that a police helicopter is likely overhead of that high school. Just keeping an extra eye on the scene, making sure that no vehicles are speeding away from the scene, that sort of thing. So they are trying to make sure this whole area is on lockdown, not only on the ground, but also from the skies.
Something interesting to sort of make a point of here, Madison, because you brought this up. A lot of parents may not know. A lot of these schools have these cell phone blocks, right, where they can essentially disable phones. But that has been lifted, is what we're hearing here at the school.
I never knew they had
Parents who are
that.
waiting to hear from their students, from their kids, are finally starting to get a lot of these messages. We heard from one parent on the phone.
Wait, hold
who
up,
said
hold up,
exactly
hold up,
that.
hold up,
He
hold
was
up,
able
hold
to
up.
sort of
Let me
get
wait,
an
hold
idea
up,
of where
hold
his
up, hold up,
kids.
hold up, hold up.
He's got 2 freshmen, where his kids are inside that.
What do y'all think about a mess? Would that be necessary? How is that? Would that be necessary at a school? Would that be for? Why would it something called a message? Why would that be necessary at a school? Unless you're trying to suppress information from the kids. But
what do you mean?
that's
Were they giving out the information? Were they giving out the information at the school by
I
way
guess
of message bar?
And if you have that on, why would you? There's a lot of information that you wouldn't be able to get out, right?
I would imagine so.
Felicia,
I
you
would
kind of just hit
imagine.
the nail on the hammer right there, man.
I would imagine.
You hit the nail on the hammer. BJ, what do you think about that? There's a lot of information that wouldn't be able to go out but they said it was lifted, right? But how do we know it was lifted?
Well, this was an active shooter situation, right?
Going to spit that. He was going to spit that shit, BJ.
Well, active shooter, a drill. So I mean, you better understand it was a drill. So I mean, really look at if you look at COVID, right? You got to stop thinking about this thing about some disease and just realize this is like kind of like a military operation. 6 feet, social distancing, wearing masks, all this stuff is predictive programming. Like I told you, what's that movie? 2012. Remember the Olympic scene where they had all the people in masks in 2012, 2021, 2012? Remember that?
They just switched the two. You just switched two numbers
So
around.
it's kind of like a drill they doing actually more so than this. So this, like I said, you said earlier it could be fake. I'm not saying it's fake, but I can tell you it's an active shooter situation. Active shooter is a drill.
Yeah, drill. Yeah, there you go. My bad. That fits it. That's what I meant. That fits it more. It's a drill. That fits it more. Because the same with 9/11, right? The same. You had drills going on the same day at 9/11. In your air terror drills, but it come to find out it happened to be on the same day as the real supposedly event. BJ, you spit it though. You spit facts. That's what active shooter is. It's a drill. It's a simulation.
And you realize some of our active shooter situations, actually, a lot of that stuff started coming out more during the Obama Bush times. Now they had it during the Trump era too. But I mean, if you remember when Obama was in office and actually Bush and near the end of the term, they always be talking about
every other week. Every other week.
Yeah, we got a shooter. We got a shooter. Right?
Mass shooter. And then it went to the mass shooter.
Like I said, with Trump, they did have a few, but they were more so inundated with him, right? The only psyop they used on us with Trump for real was COVID. That was kind of long lasting. Everything else just wasn't working. And then they had to throw the whole kitchen sink. You know what? When it's all said and done, the 2020 election ought to be looked at as the biggest con in history and the biggest psyop, because a whole lot of stuff went in there. And it was just one about no election. Okay? If you think this is just about election, you are crazy. This is about transforming it from they already were doing it, but they, transforming it from, I guess, find out, and I'm just going to do it like a movie, who the Patriots, who the communists and who the socialists. Like, even what's the guy named Andrew Young, right? I mean, Andrew Yang. Yang.
Okay. Nope.
See, he stepped down from the Democratic Party, but he gonna go independent. But I guarantee when he run again, he'll be in the Democratic ticket.
Mm.
And Andrew Yang, you gotta watch Andrew Yang too, because Andrew Yang for universal basic income too. See, and watch Andrew Yang now.
Because he's the one. See, this is so staged. It's so staged because he's the one that was talking about the implementation of 12 or $1,400 per month for, and then right a little bit after that the COVID started, and they start implementing something like that. But then they was calling him a socialist for implement. This is so. Andrew Yang was used as a part of that, dude, because that plan and the Republicans, everybody hated it because he was a socialist. But guess what? What did Felicia just say earlier? This is what this country is coming to. I'm telling you, I have proof. Even King was down with the Communist Party. Even you know what I'm saying? But he knew Rosa Parks, dude. King and Rosa Parks knew each other, dude. They were both in the same little organization. See, people don't know this. Just like we talk about HBCUs. These HBCUs be named after white slave owners, dude. They'll be named. Some of them are named after Confederate. Howard University is named after General Oliver Howard. See, so that's why they give us. You see what I'm saying? That's why they can interchange and do all this to these HBCUs, because these are fathered after white men anyway. It's deep, man. The rabbit hole goes deep, man. It goes deep. It really does. It really does. But Felicia, what do you think about the situation, man? What do you think about this church? I mean, this Texas thing.
You know, I stopped looking at all of the bang bangs. Whenever there's a bang bang going on, I stop looking at them because I know that it's just a way to get it in the minds of the people who are watching, who may be weak, to want to give up their purse. And Yahweh Shah said, you know, while I'm with you, you don't need nothing. But when I leave, get your purse. And then he said also, make sure that if you don't have one, that you sell your cloak and you go get one. If you dissect that, to use a little etymology, you'll find exactly what he was telling you. He told you to go get your protection. So this is what that is. This is telling you to drop your protection. They're pulling on your heartstrings, especially by showing you at the kids with the schools, because everybody knows somebody with a child, or either, you know, they've got a child, and so it pulls at your heartstrings. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, you know, look at Australia, look at London. I went to visit my sister in London several years ago, and there was an altercation between a police officer and a citizen, and the police officer had nothing. And the citizens was like, oh, just go away, you know, shoving them out of the way. There was nothing that they could do. Finally, a little stocky woman picked the guy up and threw him on the hood of the vehicle. But the point that I'm making is, if you're disarmed, how are you going to protect yourself? Listen, I've got to go. I've got the midnight oil that'll be coming up in about 9 minutes. So I gotta roll. But I want to thank you so much for having me. Always stimulating conversations over here. Really stimulating conversations. And so, so I've got to go. I'm going live here in a little bit. But I thank you guys so much for having me. Stimulating.
Shout out your channel real quick. Shout out your channels real quick, Felicia, real quick before you go.
The Lockhart Perspective is the channel that I think the Pioneer would really like, because we don't deal specifically. You know, he mentioned the Pentateuch and the Torah, and he's absolutely right. Everything he said was right. But the one thing that they also used to, you know, pull us away, you know, being that it was the Bible, is that they also used money, and we don't get rid of that. Anyway, so the Lockhart Perspective is my channel where I talk about the word. The Headlines with a Voice is a channel that we have all news, hard-hitting stories, breaking stories, available on all platforms, to include Anchor, Spotify, all that stuff. And then we also have the TLP, which is a little lighter side of Headlines with a Voice. But it's been good. I love everybody here. Thank you so much for always making me feel welcome.
I'm glad you came on.
King BJ, you know you're my brother. I love you guys. Y'all take care.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Okay.
Oh yeah, thanks, Felicia. Always appreciate it, sis.
Yes,
oh
sir.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
definitely. Oh yeah. That's real. It looks like Felicia got a subscriber. All right, but BJ, man, I know you got to go in a little while too, man. But you just let me I mean, you know,
Let me read this to you.
Yeah, go for it.
Monique Tennessee just sent me a message. A lot of our people work for American Airlines in Tulsa. I have a screenshot. They are forcing them or lose their jobs. People making $65 an hour are walking off the job. Send me the screenshot. Send me the screenshot. I want Frank to put it up on the screen, man.
Yeah. I want see that right there. Pioneer. I feel you though. Pioneer funny. Pioneer be having me rolling. I feel you. Yeah, she's dope. She's a breath of fresh air, man. See, we need more like-minded women like that in our community, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's determination, hard work, and all that pays off. You see what I'm saying? That there you go. That you have a woman with integrity and character like that. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing black people don't have. Integrity.
She said her brother quit his job in Boise and they were forcing jabs. He said no and started his own construction business. He was on a federal project in Vegas on the Air Force Base. Well, I'm going to tell you something, brother. This thing is getting wild by the day. Hey, look, man. I was talking to a good friend earlier. And she told me when she was in prison, or jail, really. She didn't go to prison. She said that I was trying to help everybody. She told me now it's kind of like let them fuckers die. That's what she told me straight up. Like, hey, let them die. She was like, cause she like, I tell them what's going on there. They don't listen. You come back out, they don't listen. When do people learn? Some people got to go. Some people got to stay. And some people got to hit the head, right? So that is what it is, right? But I'm glad that, once again, I was able to come on your show again. And just about hopefully next time we get Monique 2C and Felicia on at the same time. Both of them voices, right?
I know. Monique little self over here, man.
I ain't tried this sound, what they call flirtatious or whatever, but hey, at least they actually are nice looking too, so that always helps. But they got so much knowledge, so I don't care who they are really. I just bring it up.
You ain't lying about that, man. You ain't lying about that. You ain't lying.
I guess every man, needs something nice looking, what I'm saying? but nevertheless, like I said, they got so much information, it really doesn't matter. But that's just I'm saying.
Right.
They understand what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Well, look, yes, Miss Lockhart, but she ain't playing. Don't expect her to call you every 10 minutes, ask for money to get her hair, to get her nails done. That's just on another level.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm. See, you know what? I mean, honestly, not even trying to get into the dating thing or whatever.
You about to hear some now. Now, listen, I gotta say something about this. I really shouldn't be going too much into this, but I am. Because we might have to do a show on this, right?
BJ, man.
With some women on there. Really, I shouldn't really be bringing this up, but I am. I think sometimes people get into, and like Pioneer saying about the that stuff is kind of like superficial.
Right.
It's better to be into, I've told a few women this. I'm just throwing out the deck of the cards out now, right? But how about not being into the superficial? Why not be into the individual, not the superficial? See, that's how you handle it, because nails are nails, hair is hair. It is what it is, right? I mean, just that's what make you comfortable. That will float your boat. But remember, beauty is only skin deep. The mind is the greatest asset.
Right.
So
That's true. That's so true. BJ, you right.
Yeah, but yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hands over love women. This is how we are. You can't talk about how fine women are. Oh shoot, yeah. Well, yeah, that's another thing. That's that crap that they're pushing that what is it, that toxic masculinity bull crap. You know what they're talking about. But men gotta be men, women gotta be women. Stop. One don't need to be the other. As a matter of fact, you see little punk Nas X come out and say, the daggone, he tired of acting being gay. He miss pussy now.
I mean, honestly, dude, you know what? But honestly, you gotta be gay to do all that stuff he was doing. I mean, it could still act, but honestly, if a dude did that, gay prepared, whatever, you're still gay, right? My thing is, but I kind of knew something. Because before he wasn't talking about no gay shit. He just had Uptown Road and he had Billy Ray Cyrus, wherever the fuck, one of them white boys. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel I you know what? I could actually yeah. You know what I'm saying? But see, honestly, you have no integrity, brother. You over here playing gay and shit for the pay or whatever the fuck you are. Really gay? I don't know. Acting like you're not gay. I don't know. Or you really are. But see, there's no integrity. See, a lot of us black folks, that's one thing. Motherfuckers a snitch on a motherfucker quick. No integrity. Motherfucker tell. Motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Child support and shit. Motherfucker don't want to, whatever the fuck the kids want to be a deadbeat and shit. Motherfuckers have no integrity. Us as black people, that's one thing we need to do is practicing integrity. A lot of people don't even know what the hell that is. We need to, you see what I'm saying? We need to start using our common sense. We need to stop listening to these white folks, right? Like pioneers. It's like Nelia Fuller said, dude. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? They go with both sides of the argument. You know what I'm saying? White, you know what I'm saying? Democrat, Republicans, the same thing. We need to stop listening to these people. We need to stop being scared. At the same time, you got to be cautious, but at the same time, don't give into no jab. But be cautious too. Like I feel Pioneer because they do be trying to have you. We can't listen to what they these motherfuckers be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that's that 2-point system. Propaganda comes from the propaganda will come from the mainstream media, and then they'll regurgitate it right down to the social media. You see what I'm saying? That's all that is. It's psychology. You know what I'm saying? But y'all right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, these honestly, more thing I got to say about these school shootings. It's just too convenient.
Wait a minute. Do me a favor.
Because
Monique 2C just sent two major screenshots. So I just wanted you to show those screenshots that she sent.
Okay, she sent you on what's her name? Facebook? Oh yeah. Shit. Oh shit.
I'm surprised that didn't even get through. They blocking everything else.
Hold on.
You know what? That is crazy because people have been telling me they haven't been able to send me messages on Messenger lately too. By the way.
See. You know what? So I think what's his name was telling me something about that. The
white dude. Only send out to a certain amount of people at one time.
The white dude was telling me something about that the other day too. Something like that. American Airlines, one of the Tulsa's largest employers, will require all employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19 after the federal government threatens to pull millions of dollars in contracts if they do not mandate vaccination. In a letter to employees last week, American leadership said that they have no choice but to comply or major agreements that the company needs for revenue. Damn, it's just too much, man. This is not for safety, y'all. Trust me, they would not be doing all this for safety, man. They wouldn't make sure people are out of work for safety. So what about the people that's out of work? You feel what I'm saying? What about the people that the eviction moratorium people? They're talking about all this COVID shit. What if you're homeless? You face infection, right? If you're homeless, but guess what? I've talked to homeless people. They like, I didn't even know anybody that caught the motherfucking shit that was homeless. That's interesting, right? So how are people really getting it? That's the question. How are people really getting it? Okay, so this is the whistleblower right here, right? Is this the whistleblower? This is a whistleblower right here, right? We'll listen to 2 minutes of this and we'll see what's up, man. We'll close out, man.
Division and weaken our democracy.
Oh no, my bad. So excuse me, no, my bad. Let me play the other screenshot. My bad. Let me play. Sorry about that, BJ. Let me play the other screenshot, Monique. Sorry about that, y'all. I was okay. That Monique. Okay. See, what do y'all think about this air? Let me talk about that first. What call that? What do y'all think about this airline thing? They're really pushing the towing the hard line, man. All right, this is another screenshot right here. President Biden COVID-19 plan. Here is what we know about the path of the pandemic. Plan announced by the President Biden last month that there are 6 parts of the plan. We've been closely monitoring them. Regulations, employees of 100 employees with 100 employees or more. Regulation employees that do business with U.S. food government, federal contractors. Employees with 100 employees or more. Details are related to regulations for employers with 100 or more employees have yet to be published. The Occupied Safety and Health Administration (OSHA) is indicated it will publish an emergency temporary standard covering employees. However, OSHA has not announced a date that these rules need to be made available. So, wow. Federal, they already know how OSHA will get down. They'll pop up on your ass. Federal contractors and subcontractors are detailed. The federal contractors and subcontractors announced September 24th as a part of the executive order for this fool making up executive orders and shit about this shit. 14042. We are working to determine the something of the new rules and TWA's operation because it's very likely that the sum of the TDW's activities will be included in the scope of the mandate. We will expect to find out ourselves in the same circumstances as many of our consumers and virtually all of the competitors who work in the U.S. Damn. Vaccination status collected. Given the impact of the TDW, we are taking the preparatory step of collecting vaccination status information will be confidentially maintained in accordance with all private employees' data as soon as possible. Employees who are already vaccinated need to confirm their vaccinated status in the workday. Vaccine status instruction. This shit is fucking wild, man. What do y'all think about this, man? Dude. This shit is, I mean, we don't have no more laws, you know. Don't think about no constitution. Don't think about none of that, man. They come for guns. They come for your freedom of speech, you know, then censorship with Facebook. I don't see how people don't see that this is coming to some kind of socialist, communist type order, dude. Or it's not no order, my bad. Or the new world, you know. But see, that's what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of people are not going to get this. They're not going to understand this. You know, this is conspiracy talk to a lot of these people. A lot of black people are going to be left behind, and as they should, because you know, you believe in that the white man is ice is colder. You know what I'm saying? You believe in everything that these people telling you. You believe in everything that the lamestream media is projecting to you. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking with a clever, a like-minded, clear, level head for yourself or for your family. You're letting these people think for you and your family. You're letting the government be your parent. You know, you're letting the government be your kids' parents. You know, it's time for this shit to stop. It's time for us to be a grown-ass adults and you know, grab our balls and the titties, wherever the fuck, and it's time to just do this shit, do for self, and actually come together with like-minded people. That social distance and all that shit is just, you know, all this bullshit is just basically to keep motherfuckers separated. How many of y'all relatives said that y'all can't come or y'all can't fly or y'all can't go or whatever if y'all not vaccinated? I know my pops told me I can't go to see him if I'm not vaccinated. So what kind of shit is that? You got your blood telling you this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is right here is to coerce, is to confuse. You see what I'm saying? It's to fabricate.
All right. Hey, look, man.
Oh yeah, I know you got to go. But I mean, my thing is, my last question: do you really have like-minded people? Do you really have loved ones? Do you really have people that care about you? How many? Okay, ask yourselves on this panel. How many of y'all? Okay, I'm assuming most people on here are unjabbed. How many have y'all unjabbed relatives called you to see how you were doing? How many of your unjabbed relatives call you to see if any of this bullshit is affecting y'all?
Wait a minute. You mean your jab relatives?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. But yeah,
Yeah,
jab.
you kept saying that. You meant to say jab relatives.
Right.
Unjab relative would be
It's
saying
me.
the same thing you saying. See. You know what, you're the queen. You know what? We need to form new families. Don't matter. We are not blood. And you know what? You may have to have a separation from your own family, because I'm gonna tell you, you do got some family members that will call you a radical and might call the authorities on you, because they gonna start paying folks. Watch out for that $600 IRS thing too. That ain't no joke neither.
Let me bring that up real quick. That's what I was gonna bring up, dude. I think let me bring that up real quick, BJ. I know you got to go. That was the other thing I was gonna bring up. Not the hell with the whistleblower. I'll bring that shit up another time. This right here, I think it's a $700 thing right here. Bam, right here. Whatever the fuck, $607. Right here. Okay, yep. Let me see. Yep, BJ. Yeah, yep. Oops. Let me just read off of this real quick when we out of here, man. Oops. There gotta be a quicker way to do that shit. Gotta be. Oh, y'all see it? Yeah. All right. So the Gilmore. Okay. So Democrats slip plans for $700,000 vaccine compliance fine under U.S. Code Section 666 into budget bill. Wow. Employers who have not complied with the regime would be fined $70,000, escalating to $700,000 for willfully repeated violations. Damn. 29 September 20. Damn. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi not enforce highly controversial vaccine mandates into Democrats' $3.5 trillion reconciliation budget bill. Oh, there you go.
What's the code called? 666.
Yep. After Joe Biden called for persecution of business within 100 employees that do not force workers to take the vaccine, the provision would allow the Occupational Safety of Health Administration to fine companies $70,000 for not forcing employees to take the jab, and escalate the fine to a staggering $700,000 willful or repeated refusals to comply with the regime's demand. The new language that would allow the fines to enforce located paid or whatever under U.S. Section 666. Why would they? BJ, man.
Crazy, ain't it?
And wasn't that tracing bill? Wasn't that 6666? It was one that was 4 6s, and now this is the. See, we don't be. And you know who gave you the tracing one, by the way? Bobby Rush, one of the ex-Black Panthers, my bad, ex-agent, my bad. So that right there, see, see, just like Sheila Jackson Lee with the gun bill, they give these black motherfuckers, right? Some of them are immigrants. They ain't not even African or whatever the fuck Americans. They ain't even American. They give them the, and just like Mono Scott Young, they give us the political and leeway to just assassinate our characters. But BJ, man, I'm not surprised. I think what you was talking about something different though. But this right here is putting this stamp. This is basically finding the companies that don't comply. I don't know about y'all, but $700,000 is a lot for a motherfucking company, no matter what company that shit is.
Well,
so you see why your company is not gonna turn that shit down. You see what I'm saying, BJ?
Yep.
All right, so I'm So wait, BJ. Okay, you was talking about something. You was talking about the $600 thing. You was talking about something different, right? Was that the thing you was talking about with Joe Biden?
It ain't. You ain't got to bring it up.
Okay.
But the $600 or your IRS and all that. And as a matter of fact, they said next year they might try to charge Cash App, Venmo, and these apps.
That's right.
So you're gonna start monitoring money.
Mm.
But that's all right. You know what I mean? We'll find another way. So let me, what they call, we gotta do what they call a sayonara, as they say. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, let me read the rest of these, BJ, and you shout out your channel. We'll be out, man. Okay,
Yeah.
so sad, right? Okay, then Monique just said I agree. It's all bad. You're right, Monique. And the pioneer. Bottom line is we need to set our own standards up and how we relate to each other as Black women and men. Yep, and not let white people tell us what we should do. That's true. Monique 2C. This is for all the oil and gas companies. Another high-paying job with our people's lives at stake. Damn. And the pioneer said, I'm not gonna let no man who don't even like women tell me how to date or relate to women. Damn, no shit. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, low key. Of course, he don't hit on them because he don't like them. They hate the women, damn, and blame damn corrupting humanity. I know exactly who you're talking about. Monique to see it's not too much, but the airline knows that they're walking out, and the union rep made a statement and said that, he said he's not getting it. Really, Monique to see? Okay, that's what you see me. I got you. Yeah, we do need to form new families. It don't matter if it's not blood or not. Judy Queen's right. And the pioneer said, I don't believe the venom poison. However, don't let your guard down. These racists are all over the internet telling people that the virus ain't real and take your mask off. Don't trust them. Judy Queen said none. And Judy Queen said, I have. I love my blood family. I even if they're jab, but I don't want to be around them. Man. And then Pioneer said, I keep saying that like-minded Black folks who are intelligent, decent, need to get together, and build, our own little communities. I've been saying this since 2020. You ain't lying. And the Pioneer said, Judy Queen, you remember I was saying that in on Queen A show, way back in 2020. I kept saying it in her chat. Intelligent Black folks need to, I feel you. And Judy Queen said, no wonder your name looks familiar. I agree. I agree with that. But yeah, folks, we about to get on out. BJ, we're gonna shout out your channels, man. Shout out your info, man. You know, we about to get
all
out.
Right, we got King BJ Johnson YouTube. I guess me and Frank will come on in a couple of days again and do another show. We got $ 1919 BJ Cash App. You want to send a donation? That's fine. We got Bernard Johnson Facebook. What else we got? Bernard 1120 Instagram, KingBJMedia.com, KingBJFitness.com, 1987 BJ on Twitter, and we got one more site. I can't even see. Well, Bernard 1120 Bernard 1120 on Instagram, and I think that we covered a whole lot tonight. This is very, very interesting, and I'm sure people love this one because this is a work of art by you tonight, man.
Oh yeah, man. Good looking. No, man, I couldn't have done it without you and you know what I'm saying, Felicia, man, spitting them bars. You know what I'm
saying? She made it even last better. So yeah, I thank Queen Felicia for coming on and blessing you with her presence, all her stuff. Hey, look, guys, I just want to apologize for the 2 videos that wasn't able to play, but YouTube is trying to screw us, so it is what it is. But hey, that's the cost of doing business, I guess. Censorship, what it is. But even throughout that, we all got it done, so we were able to give you what we were able to give you. So with that being said, Frank, you have a good night on the West Coast. Now I'm gonna have a good night on the East Coast, and I holler at you tomorrow. Take your time.
Oh yeah. All right, BJ, man. Word, man. Peace out, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, man. So I'm gonna read these comments and I'm out. Well, I seen one with Felicia Monique said men should be able to flirt respectfully. You know what? Monique, to see you're right. But I'm out here in California, Monique, to see, and these women out here funny style. I don't even speak, let alone, to give you the chance to flirt. So I agree with you though. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, man, no problem, Pioneer, man. You know what I'm saying? No problem, you know what I'm saying? And then appreciate you too, Pioneer, man. And thank you too, because you're the queen, you know what I mean? Monique to say thank you too, you feel me? Appreciate all y'all, you know what I'm saying? And Judy Queen says she did subscribe to Felicia Lacks channel. Word, man, you're gonna love it. You're gonna see me on there too. You'll see me on there. But yeah, I think I okay, we need to set. Yep. Okay. Yep. I think that's it, huh? Okay. Okay. I didn't read these two. When I was a kid, I had a soul food joint on every corner. Yep. And then men, yep, flirting with the waitresses. The waitresses would flirt back. Yep. But exactly, and everybody was happy. Exactly. But nowadays, you got the white people. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. The white people and the Jews told y'all black women that we weren't shit, and they're setting the standard right now for y'all to like what y'all to like. They're telling you to be hard worker and all this and this that, and focus on your careers and that. So basically, if you're on your careers and you're on your focus and stuff like that, you're gonna expect the guy to be double. You're gonna expect him to make double, but it doesn't work like that in American society because we're still black at the end of the day. No matter if we're men or not, we're still black like you, and we're still in a similar position than you. That's all we need to realize. We'll be all right once we realize that. That feminine. I'm gonna start making some shows, man. I'm gonna start making some shows. You know what? If not tomorrow, Friday or something like that, I'm gonna make a show. I'll do a dating. I'm gonna start. I might have to do 2 shows every day, 2 to 3 shows a day, at least 2 shows a day. I'm gonna do a dating show. I mean, I got a little something, man. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, the biggest Casanova, but I know game. I know dating. I know, you know what I'm saying. I know all that, So I'm gonna put you up on, you know what I'm saying, a little something, man, from a guy's perspective. You know what I'm saying. I could also give women advice too, a little something. You know what I'm saying, because I'm a man. You can only give a woman so much, but I could, all that. So I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna drop a couple dating videos too. I'm gonna do that for y'all, man. All right. Yeah, man. So yeah, B1 Judah Queen, you know what I'm saying? B1, y'all. All right, man. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely holler at y'all. So if not tomorrow, Friday, expect a little dating joint, man, because we need to. That's another thing too, man. Our women don't feed into no European. Please don't feed into no European standards of beauty or any kind of European anything. And men, same with y'all. Let's not feed into any of these people's standard of anything, because we all look at the Latins, look at the Latino people. You know what I'm saying? They'll come to one of our little BET awards or something like that, or a Soul Train awards, and they'll act completely ratchet. But they don't act like that at the Latin Grammys. They don't act like that at the little Telemundo awards. Let's just keep it 100. We have to have some kind of code, dude. Exactly. The Mayo Clinic needs to stay around our affairs. And see you later. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna holler at you. All right. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Let me get off here, man. So if not tomorrow, yeah. So tomorrow or Friday, I'll drop a dating video. I'll just drop a little weekly topic video or something like that. I might do the what's wrong with this world part 2 video, man. I'll do that too. All right. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all get some sleep, man. I know y'all on the East Coast, man. Y'all tired. All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all and like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe the video, and if y'all can share this on your social media, even if it's Facebook. I really don't like Facebook, but even if it's Facebook or Instagram, share. If y'all could share this on your Instagram and your Facebook, all right, and like and subscribe. Tell a friend, all right. I'm gonna holler at y'all another time. Like I always say, y'all could be doing so much with your time, but y'all choose to spend it with me, and I appreciate it. All right, y'all have a good night. All right, peace. Judah Queen.